facts are strong. The opinions are loud. And the conversation is never boring. Sean Brace, Ray Dunne, Brace and Dunne. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Sean Brace, never boring, that's for sure.
Hey,
I was getting a lot of feedback on the program yesterday. What a day yesterday was for a number of different reasons. Again, rest in peace to Connor Thomas's bed and the long run that he had with it. A lot of feedback on that segment. Ray's world might be closed forever. We got a lot that we got to get into today. That's not those two things. But alongside Sean Brace, I'm Ray Dunne. Welcome into Brace and Dunne. We will get to the underwhelming West Coast baseball because, Sean Brace, you made it past midnight last night?
I did.
Congratulations.
I was there till sixth, seventh inning, I think I did. And then I tried to fight it, man, but, still feeling it from the cough medicine, all that. And I was like, all right, time to shut it down.
And once more, you didn't miss too much.
Yeah, unfortunately, I ended up losing. I thought that was going to be a game. I believe I saw 1-1. And I believe my final tweet as I rode off into the sunset of my dreams, Nola is dealing.
Any good dreams last night?
Jalen Hurts winning the NFL MVP. That was I dreamt about that.
You dreamt about that last night.
I kid. No, I Nola was dealing. Right?
It was.
And that's the story because we discussed
3.57 ERA since the beginning of July.
We discussed it on yesterday's show where I love where you went with the tiers of the pitching and the confidence that we have. And we started to talk about Painter and Nola being in that same tier. And look, I don't think if you made me make a decision, I'm taking Nola 10 out of 10 times. But Painter's made it an interesting conversation. Credit to him. But, man, this Aaron Nola that we have gotten, resurgence, dare I say, there's a lot to like about him.
This is what I was asking for in February and March when we made the bet about the ERA.
Well, then why didn't we get it to start? What happened?
Needed more time, I guess.
Oh. He's young.
He's not young.
I know that. He's a veteran. He's been around the damn league forever.
He's old and he's been injured. That's what happened. Finally clicked in. He figured it out again. We'll get to him. We'll dive into your confidence at Aaron Nola. We'll dive into what we were subjected to last night because the only thing sleepier than Sean Brace last night was the bats. But we got open practice to break down, Sean Brace. We're talking practice again.
We're talking about practice.
Oh, lovely. And, Sean, once again, the storyline out of a practice. The offense lags behind. And to quote our friend Brandon Lee Gouton on Bleeding Green Nation from yesterday, it was hardly all bad for Hurts, but there was ultimately more bad than good. Jalen Hurts, a couple of interceptions at the open practice, missing a couple of targets. And the question marks continue for this offense. What did I ask? What was the one thing yesterday, Sean Brace, that I asked out of this open practice?
I think you wanted more consistency. You just wanted the timeline to be a little bit calmer, a little bit everybody moving in one direction on the offense, I believe, if I'm not putting...
Yep, that's all I wanted. I wanted today to not be diving into what it means for Jalen Hurts to look the way he looked at open practice.
Something tells me that that's not how it played out.
That's not how it seemingly played out down there in South Philadelphia in front of, 45,000, almost 45,000. Yeah. 50,000, almost 50,000 fans.
Eagles fans are crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy and good. They have people tailgating out there.
5 hours before.
Had I not fallen asleep and taken a much longer nap than I anticipated, maybe I would have tried to make it on down there. I didn't end up making it on down there. But out of open practice, the inconsistencies around this offense continue. The question I have for you, Sean Brace, because it seems like we are moving into a September where we are going to be debating the merits of September football. We are going to go into September where we hear the cliche, well, it's the actual preseason now. Plenty. What level of patience will you have for this offense come the start of this football season?
What I say today on August 26th is definitely going to be something different than I will say on September 14th.
Matters how it happens.
Yeah, September 14th.
The approach you're taking going into September 13th against the Commanders.
Well, the approach I'm giving you right now is, are we learning anything that we didn't expect? Like, are you hearing anything that you did not believe that we would not hear at this point in time? I thought for sure that the inconsistency on the offense, the ebbs and flows, dare I say, of figuring out a new system were absolutely going to be at the forefront of this conversation. Never in my mind, in my wildest dreams, as I'm passed out on the couch, drooling down my left cheek, that I believe that we would have had a Warren Moon run-and-shoot offense running on all 4 cylinders. Horsepower at the wazoo. Look out. This is the greatest show on turf. Never, ever, ever had those expectations. And if you did, not you, Ray, I'm looking at you, but if you did out there, then I think that's a little bit on you. I expected issues. I expected interceptions. I expected some hiccups. I also expected some great passes. And we don't hear about any of those. For some odd reason, we don't hear about the touchdowns. We hear more about the interceptions. And I'm not making light of the interception. That wanted to woo on the outside was a terrible throw. He's going to make mistakes, boys and girls. It's going to happen. My question to you is, like, where is the line on, I guess we can have the interception conversation today. Like, how many is too many? Because I got news for you guys. You ever hear of a guy by the name of Tom Brady?
I have.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Tom Brady, 21 years in the league as a starter. He threw double-digit interceptions 12 out of those years. 12 out of 21. You guys ever hear of a guy named Peyton Manning?
I have.
The sheriff, right?
Yep.
I think Gruden. He played 18 seasons in the NFL. How many years do you think he threw double-digit interceptions?
17?
That is correct, Ray.
That felt about right. He threw a lot of
17
picks.
out of 18. Now, Jalen Hurts has been in the league, 5 years? Only one time, or 6 years? I forgot.
6 years.
Six.
This
6
is year
years.
7 somehow.
1 year he threw double-digit interceptions. 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a little bit of figuring this out from Jalen Hurts' perspective where he's going to try and take chances. It's going to bite him, and he's going to have success at the same time. And we're going to have to live with it. And we will as long as they're winning, as long as they are winning the football game.
So your patience comes down to winning, which I feel like should be everyone's line on this one. I remember last year, September, it was, well, they're 4-0. Doesn't matter how ugly it's been. They won 24-20 against the Cowboys. It was the lightning strike. That's what slowed down that offense in the second half. Oh, the win over Kansas City, you got to remember, that Chiefs team, they've been real good. That was a team that was against you in the Super Bowl a year ago. Oh, they beat the Rams. What an incredible second-half comeback. We'll forget about the way the offense looked in the first half. They beat the Buccaneers. Oh, we'll forget about the way the offense looked in the second half. They got off to a great start. They won the football game. How can you not be just thrilled with a 4-0 start? Connor Thomas, does winning cure all in your patience for this offense?
No. 2 of the last 4 years, we've seen a team that's won. But we knew in the back of our minds there was something wrong with the offensive or both sides of the football. If you go all the way back to 23, where the defense sucked too at points. I can't do the whole winning is good enough thing anymore in the regular season because this team has shown us what a championship football team looks like. Like, they're either going to pass the smell test or they're not. I can't smell, so one of you guys are going to have to sniff them for me.
Is that smell test really coming in September, though? Like, you're able to tell me who is a championship contender in September. I'll take that argument.
You're able to tell me who's not. And I need the Eagles to stay out of the not zone.
I think they're gonna make life really difficult on you to give me an answer, to lock in on whether or not they pass the smell test or not.
They don't have a lot of runway, though. That's what I was complaining about when we were talking about the joint practices last week, and that's what I'm going to talk about with the regular season now. Their first 2 weeks, winnable games. Then after that, we've talked about the stretch, right? They're going to be 2-0. You're going to get me a nice breakfast sandwich. I could use it right now. Tummy's a little rumbly. But when you play Chicago and L.A. and you round that out with Jacksonville and Carolina and then Dallas, you better have things rolling by then, or you will be behind the 8 ball, and I don't want to see this team play catch-up. I don't have patience this year. I don't. Be ready to roll.
No level of patience.
No.
Commanders, first quarter. You're booing. First drive.
Well, here's my clarifying question to this conversation. Are Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offense one and the same? Like, is that to you the same entity, or can you evaluate them separately?
No, they're the same entity. I'm evaluating the two of them as one.
Yeah, I'm right there, too. I want to give you the different answer, but with Mannion, everything that we've known over the history of this team with him and rolling into this season, it's all one. It's all one. And I'm not here to give you any excuses, and I won't give you excuses. As I said, if Jalen Hurts steps out in the field on Sunday against the Commanders on September 13th and throws a terrible pass like he did yesterday to the sideline that gets picked off for a pick six, how am I going to place blame on anybody but number one?
That's a great question.
You
A
can't
lot of
do
people are wondering that. How would you place blame on anyone but Jalen Hurts?
But it didn't. It's practice.
It is practice.
You're going to make mistakes. Everybody does. Again, Peyton Manning, 17 out of 18 seasons, he threw double-digit interceptions. Something tells me that there would have been plenty of upset Eagles fans with Peyton Manning as their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I think we can also realize the difference between the Peyton Manning and the, like, Jalen Hurts, fine. Big game. You want to give me the fact he's shown up and gone through it. Peyton Manning, we're talking about a Hall of Famer here. Like, well, can we relax on the comparison you draw today to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady?
In 6 years, I bring them up because even the greats make mistakes.
Yeah, I
my
got
point.
you. The greats do make
And
mistakes. You also compared them to the greatest show on turf as not expecting that out of the chute. Maybe we could go for, like, league average in terms of offense.
That's what people are telling me in the notes. With all these notes, the expectations is you want this team to come out there and start slinging it. Run and shoot. Warren Moon, Haywood Jeffries, Ernest Givens. No, you're not getting that. You're not getting that.
We'll
That's
talk
not
about what you're
Sean
getting
Mannion
coming
is.
up. I'm curious for you, what's the level of patience that we're going to have for this offense come September at 610-632-0975. I've got my line and where I'm at in terms of the patience that I'll have. Plus, we just kind of dove into it. The difference. Can you differentiate Jalen Hurts and this offense in terms of your patience? Because it's impossible for me. It's impossible. Where the blame's going to end up falling for this team, we know where it's going to end up falling for this team if this offense is not rolling the way it is. We'll get to that, plus the one positive takeaway Connor Thomas saw from
What?
Yeah.
There was something good?
Yeah, and it falls in line with the type of guy I am. It's in my bio. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, but first, Sean Brace here for DraftKings Sportsbook. Listen up, something big is coming. On September 2nd, next Wednesday, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive offers, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans like you. Now, the countdown has begun, so mark your calendar, September 2nd. All roads lead to Game Day. Sign up with DraftKings today with promo code Fanatic and get ready to celebrate the biggest day of the season. Now, whatever you're betting, DraftKings Game Day has deals dropping all day long. It could be NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, you name it. DraftKings Game Day will have everything for you on the app. So mark the date, September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day, kicking off a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. We'll be all over it right here on Brace and Dunne, joined by some special guests on the program as well. Mark your calendars next Wednesday, September 2nd. Get ready to celebrate with us. New DraftKings customers, all you got to do is sign up with promo code Fanatic. Spend $5 to get $200 in bonus bets within 21 days. That's code Fanatic in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambler problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 in non-withdrawable bonus bets issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
YouTube right now.
How about that?
Join the chat and let's give them your thoughts. Here again is Sean and Ray on 97.5 The Fanatic, YouTube, and the Fanatic app.
Yeah, we're going to get into drive-in thoughts coming up at 12:45 because you mentioned it. You got a couple of thoughts on Johnny Marks you want to dive into at some point. I also got some thoughts on what I heard this morning on Marks and Salciunas. The thing that we both heard immediately flipping to them this morning was insane. And I just can't wait to dive into a little bit more of what we heard, no context, because you also got in the car as I flipped it right back to them. And, yeah.
There's no doubt it's a new morning show on 97.5.
There's certainly something going on in the mornings here. They had the coffee this morning. They were rolling. It was fun listening on the way in. Marks and Salciunas, if you're, getting out from under your rock, John Marks, Andrew Salciunas, 6 a.m., 10 a.m. right here. It's now Brace and Dunne here on your Middays program, 497.5 The Fanatic.
As I'm tossing him a post right now from 97.5 Middays, how would you like me to phrase this question that we are digging into right
What level of patience are you going to have for the Eagles offense come September?
What is your answer to that, Ray?
Yeah, I've got a very 2 wins before 2 losses policy. You're not going to have me freak out. If you have 2 losses before 2 wins, that's when I start to lose my mind on you. I'm expecting them to win ugly. I've watched this team now for how many years in September? They one thing we keep going back to is the fight we had between the two of us last week about playing the starters. Our battle was, well, does this offense need a couple series to get together? I didn't think you were going to learn anything from that. Plus, I've seen this approach work for them in the past where they win in September anyways. Nick Sirianni spoke for 25 minutes answering one question about whether or not he was going to play his starters and his approach over this. Here, you want to hear? Let's hear from the head coach. Give me until you get nauseous listening to how long he drones on about planning. I'm glad. He's a detailed guy. But Nick Sirianni asked about winning opening games and his approach to the preseason, practice, and all that crap.
As I have talked to you guys, there's a lot of games, different style games that you play in a schedule that you have to have a plan for. First game of the season, you have to have a plan for. A September game at 1 o'clock in Tampa, you have to have a plan for. A Thursday night game, you have to have a plan for. A Monday night game, a game coming off of a Monday night game. All these things you have to have a plan for. So you just try to continually perfect that process. You have to know exactly what you did each time, have everything written down, what worked, what didn't work, and be willing to, one of the worst things I think people can say in this business is well, we've always done it that way. That's not a growth mindset. It's figuring out what works best with each and every schedule. So obviously we always think about that. I think early parts of
there you go. See? Yeah, please.
That's in my notes.
Oh, these 6 plans. We got 6 plans there in the first 30 seconds of him droning on. He's a detailed guy. I get it.
It's in his notes.
Yeah, it's in his notes. It's also one of the great things he does in these pressers where when he realizes he can dig in on something and avoid answering any more questions, he takes 2 minutes to filibuster about nothing. Oh, I've got a plan for Thursdays. I've got a plan for Mondays. Hey, Sean, do we have a plan for Monday's show? We also have a plan for Tuesday's show. We have a plan for Wednesday's show. There's a plan when the Eagles play. There's a plan when the Phillies play. We get it, Nick. We got you.
And there's nothing compared to my wife. Honestly. And that's not just the only. Look, ask everybody's wife that's listening right now. The plans. That's all you hear about is the plans. The kids. They got cheerleading, dance, daycare. I got school. And you guys remember, I didn't know when school started, but guess what? I do know now, next Monday.
That's good. Yeah. I'm glad.
But
given the fact that it started World War III in your household, I would hope that you figured out when school started by now.
Hasn't been smooth sailing at the household in quite some time.
Oh, maybe we'll have to dive into that a little bit later. Anything to get off your chest about that?
Feel good.
But that's the approach I'm taking with them. 2 wins before 2 losses, and I could deal with the patience here. But you go through the last couple of years, and they've been able to clear that benchmark going back. 2023, they start the 4-0 start. It was ugly. There were a lot of, what's going on here? 2024, 2-2, but you got that second win before you got the second loss. I'm not going to tell you I wasn't freaking out after the Tampa Bay game. I was in line with just about everyone else. I was in line with Jeffrey Lurie. If you remember the whole, and Howie Roseman, are they going to fire Sirianni at the bye? They were 2-2, and they had snuck by the Saints, and they had won 1 game out there in Brazil over the Packers. Those were their 2 wins to start the 2024 season. Last year, Dallas game, anyone going to tell me that was a pretty win? Chiefs game, anyone going to tell me that was a pretty win?
It was a great first half against Dallas.
Yeah, it was a great first half against the Buccaneers, too, and then an ugly second half. And the next day, we launched Middays with Marks.
I tweeted that halftime of that Cowboy game. That was my fault. I wore that one.
Oh, you were starting to get chesty with Cowboy fans?
Oh, my, chesty. That's not even the word. I was flexing. This is what it's all about. I think I even did a video at halftime where I was at, and next thing you know, we blew that one. Yeah, Ray, I think every Eagle fan listening right now is real with this conversation. And I know it's a difference between being real and what we want, what we hope. That's the difference. That's the line. And at this point in time, for me, the line is practice in games. And it will be Jalen Hurts is not throwing double-digit interceptions this year, I don't believe.
You don't believe?
I don't believe that. Jalen Hurts is not throwing 2 interceptions every week.
All right, if he's not throwing it, he doesn't have to. If he throws 1 a week.
You're right. That's 17. I get it. But
one
still.
every other week, he's getting close. We're up to 17 games in a season, Sean Brace.
I look at it like this. There's a difference right now between figuring out what you have. You got to test the limits to a point, tight ball windows, take chances on the outside, give your receiver a chance, find out what you have. That's the most important part of what we are doing right here, right now. I don't think any one of you would disagree with me on that. You got to find out what you have. Dontavian Wicks, there's a big ask about him right now. Mekhi Lemon, there was a big ask about him coming in and having an impact right from the beginning. We got to find out what we have. And this is what you got to do. There's bad plays. I'm not here to deny that. But I'm not going to sound the alarm like they are in the morning show because somebody's notebook is recording interceptions but not doing the other side of the positive plays.
You are very much of the media's out to get Jalen Hurts.
I think, would you not?
He's the biggest story of this camp.
By saying the interceptions only and not telling me he threw 4 touchdowns yesterday?
Sean, if you read through the entire, and I'm not saying you're going after BLG, you read through the entire thing. I got like 25 good bullet points and about 25 bad bullet points.
It's not BLG that people continue to bring up. It's one notebook where it's referenced about interceptions in seasons past. You mean to tell me that's honest? That's an honest conversation.
If there's a difference between the number of receptions he's thrown in camp this year and previous seasons, then to me, it's about them trying something new. We expected this. We talked about this last week with the open practice. When you try something new, I fully expect that at some point you are going to struggle at it, you're going to fail at it. This is the time to do it. This is the time for him to go through this. I might be one of the Doobie Brothers today, and this might just be what a fool believes. But for me, I'll be the fool that believes at some point we were going to get into this camp talking about this offense picking it up. And I haven't yet heard them start talking about picking it up. Ultimately, that's fine. They've had flashes of greatness. They've had flashes where he's been turning the football over. One of the reasons why they gave up on the offense 2 years ago with Kellen Moore that they wanted to run is because look at the number of turnovers they had in those first 4 weeks when they started 2-2.
Yeah.
They protected the football. It worked for them. It was a generational running offense. You had Saquon Barkley run for 2,000 yards. You had a healthy offensive line. And it's not downplaying the role that Jalen Hurts had in that season, but ultimately that worked for that team. They want to evolve as an offense. Right now, what it appears is that a part of evolving as an offense is Hurts working through those things. So it is notable when he throws interceptions because the approach that this team has taken year in and year out now, and really it's the last 2 seasons, has been we're going to be conservative. We're going to not take the chances. We believe in our defense. We believe in our running game. We believe in the fact that he'll be able to make a play when we need him to make a play, and we'll win the football game. That is changing. They are trying to be more dynamic as an offense. And maybe we're downplaying the role of whatever the running offense could be this season because it was certainly a year ago a struggle for them running the football, not just throwing the football. But I think right now my biggest takeaway is that we've gotten a month into camp and it still feels very uneven. And that uneven offense gives me a little bit of an uneasy feeling, which leads to the question today of what's the level of patience that we're going to have for this Eagles offense come September, because I know the way we're going to react if it looks ugly against the Commanders. Is it going to feel like a victory Monday? I don't know.
If they win.
I seemingly don't believe. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking you how people are going to react to it, because I'm giving you the bar. 2 wins before 2 losses. You get to 2 losses before you get to 2 wins. Usually I'm a 3-3 guy. I think that's the way I've been the last couple of years. I'm a 2-2 guy this year because of the stretch that you talk about at the beginning of the season where you're going to go against all those playoff teams And if you already have 2 losses before you get into that Rams game, I'm feeling very, very uneasy.
Well, I hope that's not the case.
But I'm telling you where my patience is going to be for this team.
Dude, if they lose like that, then nobody's hopping on this microphone defending anybody, right? Like, there's no such thing as
That's
cooler
where
heads
I'm drawing my personal line.
Yeah.
And when you want to go through this, because you say you have no patience, Connor Thomas, the reason why right now I feel like I have to start taking a step back for the patience, because we've gone a month, and there isn't this, like, linear progress that we've seen. And life isn't linear. Progress isn't linear.
They just beat the Patriots.
Oh, they lost 2 or 3 to the Patriots. If this was a Phillies series, we'd be scorching them. Don't worry. It's coming up in the 11 o'clock hour.
He didn't even play in that one game, so come on.
Here's the thing. It's not so much about what they put up wins and losses in these open practices, these joint practices, whatever you want from it. It's just that every single reporter out there right now is telling me it's been uneven. And that's fine. There's growth there, which is why I give you the leeway of September and give you the leeway of the fact that Mekhi Lemon has not been healthy. Devontae Smith has not been healthy. Right now, outside of that, it's a very unproven pass catcher room. Anyways, there's reasons to say, hey, this offense hasn't yet gotten to its point that we want it to be. This defense has been top 5 in football the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
There's plenty of reasons why this offense, we're getting the reports out of camp, it's looked the way that it's looked. That's why I give it patience.
Good.
But I'm not sure how many people are going to be able to give that patience when you actually step out there and kick things off.
No, that's why you got to separate the Jalen Hurts versus the offense thing. Like, you talked about the winning ugly. There are different ways to win ugly. Like, they're not all the same. And there could be a situation. You know the modern phenomenon where girls are like, yeah, I like a guy who's a little ugly. That makes no sense.
It works great for me.
I was going to say, it's the Connor Thomas zone.
Exactly
Maybe it's
what
also the Ray Dunne zone.
Is that what it is these days?
I love it. Yeah, that's something that makes no logical sense.
No, it makes plenty of sense for them. The attractive guys got a lot of attention. The you and I's of the world, we get enough attention, but they could deal with us.
But to bring it back to football, my point is this. Like, if Jalen Hurts struggles early, that's something that I'll have patience for, because the guy has won a Super Bowl and he's gone to another one. And I've seen him had success under multiple different offensive coordinators. What I'm looking for, where I don't have patience, like if Jalen Hurts is missing throws because he's learning, but there are guys that are being schemed open by an offensive coordinator who doesn't have his head up his rear end, is going to end up with eggshells all over his front lawn this year. Like, that's something that I'm going to be a lot more interested in, because Jalen Hurts will figure it out. If Sean Mannion doesn't show me that he can scheme guys open against the Commanders and Titans, we're going to have a long season. That's why I don't have patience.
Yeah, and look, there's some of the things you're reading, the positives that are being reported by very few, is that Mannion is scheming up some good plays out there, including yesterday. You saw Hollywood Brown. You saw Saquon get open. Yeah, and I want to come back. You said a lot, Ray, but I do want to come back to make no mistake about it. And I think we would all agree. The number one thing from this offense is not Jalen Hurts throwing the football. It's still going to be running the football. Saquon Barkley is a dynamic player still at this age. We believe in this offensive line. We talk about how Dave Dombrowski's vision, we talk about Daryl Morey's vision was with Joel Embiid and Paul George. The vision for the Philadelphia Eagles is still running the football. Now, things have changed because they didn't have the success that they had 2 seasons ago last year. Understood. And you want your quarterback to do more. And Jalen would tell you straight up to a man that he needs to do more. But I still believe that we are going to look at Saquon Barkley, who is going to have a monster chip on his shoulder. Monster chip on his shoulder, because he knows darn well he didn't live up to the billing last season. Offensive line, we'll see. But it's going to be first and foremost, this is still a running football team, especially to start the season. Now, I don't know what we're talking about December, playoffs, but to start the season, run the football, let's keep it going. Saquon Barkley is really good at his craft.
And he is. And they should be a running team with the offensive line they have, with the fact that they have Saquon Barkley. Absolutely. I think that might be the thing that's been buried in the entire conversation about this team.
You know why? Because they don't run the football at practice. These 7-on-7s don't have practice or don't have running game. The Patriots, the offensive line wasn't competing. Saquon Barkley's not. Well, he was to a point.
We also might not be talking about it because 2 years ago we saw with the healthy offensive line, Saquon could run for 2,000 yards. I think we have a little bit of an implicit trust in the fact that this running game can be dynamic.
Still, after last year, I think we're not talking about it because we're not seeing it. We're not visualizing the whole opening up 5-6 yards apart. And maybe I'm in a la-la land that's how it's going to play out, but I still believe in this offensive line. I do. Lane Johnson being dinged up yesterday, not the best news, but I like the pieces that they're filling in with Markel Bell and Lampkin as well. Like, there's some good interior linemen that have been drafted. Shout out to Howie Roseman on that. So I still think running the football is going to be their number one way to success.
All right, let's dive into the Davis Honda text line. We'll go to the phones in a second because I see an old friend hanging there that I haven't spoken to in quite a while here. You get it at 610-632-0975. Connor, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line?
Quinn leads us off and says, I'm sorry, but look at the level of defenses we played through the first 10 weeks. There is maybe one that I'm worried about. We have plenty of time to figure out the offense. Stop stressing it. By the time week 10 comes around, we'll be averaging 30 to 35 points again. And even after that, we only play another 3 good defenses. We're going to be fine. We'll make the playoffs. Enjoy the game. Stop stressing.
What was his name again?
That's Quinn.
Well, Quinn can make a lot of money if he thinks the offense is going to be putting up numbers like that, because all you got to do is wager on the team total. We looked at it, 23.5, 24.5. Like, if you're telling me the Eagles are going to average 30, good Lord. That's cashing in, baby.
Week 10, I'm only going to find out about this offense when I sit down for Thanksgiving dinner?
No.
Week 10 takes you all the way to November 15th. I'm going to know who won the World Series at that point. We're going to have already exhausted all the LeBron takes at that point. The Sixers will be multiple games into their season.
You know what this is? This is the 24 method. You see what week 10 is for the Eagles, boys?
The bye.
Yes, sir. Quinn might be the, hey, they'll figure it out by the bye because someone will sit down with Sirianni in his office.
No, we'll have a deeper understanding 2 games in. Like the Commanders game is going to be sloppy. We know it. Opener. Hopefully they come away with the victory, find a way to win. That's like, we can bank the show sheet, as we often say here. We know the takes. We know what's going to be said. But putting that to the side, I just think being realistic with this conversation, like, there's reality behind this. There's truth. It's not just an excuse. This is how the NFL operates. Pick your favorite offense, pick your favorite quarterback, pick your favorite coach. They don't play anybody in the offseason or in the preseason, and the September month has now translated into preseason football for a lot of teams out there.
So after week 3, you get into October, and that's the Rams game. And that's where it starts to dial it up for me.
It's home. It's a good thing. It's home.
It is home. Home at 1 o'clock. Again, does anyone realize Eagles-Rams, like when the NFL schedule makers put together the schedule, they're going through giving out the television games. Does anybody realize this is a big game? Or is it just us?
I think you know this better than most, right? Don't the networks have picks too?
Like, is it the guy that is hurt?
Fox wants that, is my point.
Okay, is that like a first-round pick for Fox? A 1 o'clock window? Like, at least America's game of the week, right? Who else is playing that week?
Well, how would they know? It was only a double-blocked field goal end of the game last year for that one to finish.
Right, on their network, right?
Yeah, you think they would learn a lesson eventually?
It's interesting. Yeah, I would love to be behind the scenes on how everything plays out like that. Well, remember, LeBron was holding up the NFL schedule, too, so everything came together a little late.
Oh, yeah, of course he was holding up. He held up everything.
Enough of the yelling and arguing. 1 second. Did you see Andrew's jersey in this studio?
Oh, what's his name?
Oh, my goodness.
His name is LeBron James.
So I was debating bringing in my Fugazi LeBron James jersey and wearing it today because I just got it. And I was like, on the day we talk about all those people that went down and bought real ones, I feel like I'm going to save that maybe for a little bit later. It's beautiful, though. It's glorious.
What color?
It's the Iverson era.
Oh, great.
Oh, it's
good for you.
It's hanging up in the room right now. It's in the rafters.
Hey, to each their own. If you're doing well in life, you want to go ahead and head down there and support the cause.
I got midday money. I don't have Salciunas morning money. I need the fake jersey.
I got 2 kids' money. All right, so DH Gate is on my web or on my computer. It's just one of those jerseys that stops you in the tracks, and we're not even there yet. We are a long way from reality, but it's coming close. But just to see that jersey, hold it, and go, LeBron James plays for the 76ers.
To be in the same room as one was just an honor, really.
It's a special thing. I'll trade you my bed for that jersey.
No. I'm good. Thanks.
Trying to get rid of this thing. It's burning a hole in my pocket.
I'm not getting any further into that bed conversation. By the way, that day on Fox at 4:25.
What do you got?
We got at 4:05. We got Minnesota, Miami, and that's it. That's the 4 o'clock game. There's Vegas and the Chiefs at 4:25. 49ers and the Broncos at 4:25. And Seattle versus the Chargers at 4:25, all on CBS.
I'm glad you brought up those other teams because I actually dipped my toe into the Hard Knocks waters.
Oh, you went watch Seattle.
And Seattle is struggling. Seattle won the Super Bowl last year.
Seattle might be the Rams are the Sixers to Seattle's Knicks.
I wish
if that makes sense to anyone out there.
Yeah, I wish we were the Rams. I wish that we had Sean McVay as the head coach / offensive coordinator because they feel like they are in a much different stratosphere when it comes to game planning at this point in time of the year. But put the Rams to the side. I feel like every one of the teams in the NFL are having the same discussions we are right now. The offense is inconsistent. What's going on? Are we going to be okay with this if this is happening in September? A lot of people are struggling right now in the world of the NFL, except for the Rams, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, they've won the offseason. Congrats. I don't know if that comes with a Lombardi. Let's go out and talk out to Del Rand. Talk to our Mike and Del Rand. I haven't talked to you in a long time. How are you, Mike?
What's up, Ray? How you been, buddy?
I've been good. How about yourself?
Carter Thomas, what's going on, pal?
Michael, how are we?
I'm all right. Hey, Sean, nice to talk to you,
Hey,
pal.
Mike.
You know, I used to be like an everydayer, and then I took a couple-year hiatus. But that reason I took that hiatus was no longer around, so I'll be back around a little bit.
I was wondering, was it
First of all,
prison? I didn't. I
No,
know,
he's been free.
It felt like prison, but now that guy's talking about. Now he's talking about Tua and Penix.
All right, what do you got on the Phils? What do you got on the Eagles?
First of all, that notebook that you guys are talking about, the guy who writes in that notebook also basically lied to himself on a lie detector test a couple months ago. So I wouldn't take too much stock in what goes in that notebook. I'm in a weird spot right now with this Eagles team. You know, I almost don't care. We're either going to make the playoffs or we're not, and Jalen Hurts won't be our quarterback anymore. I'm really more like once that Rams game's over, for the first time in a long time, I think this Eagles team is going to be taking a back seat to the Sixers season. And I feel icky. I feel ick just thinking that I am more excited to see what happens with this Sixers team than I really care about this Eagles team, and that I feel dirty. I don't like it.
You are not the only person that has given me this opinion. I have heard this from multiple people you know what? Usually it's get me to bird season. Right now it's get me to Sixer season. I'm not telling you it's the way I feel, but it's not something that doesn't exist right now across the Delaware Valley. I've had multiple people come to me with this conversation.
Yeah, the Sixers offense did nothing for me to be excited about this season coming up. I haven't heard a single real positive thing this whole training camp or off season. The first round wide receiver week, he doesn't even get on the field. I mean, the best part is a short guy named Lampkin. That's like the most exciting part of this off season.
Oh, we love our offensive line talk.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I think the Phillies, the bats finally figured it out. Then our aces don't know how to pitch. Come October, they'll fizzle out, just like it happens every season. The Eagles will be 1-2 or whatever it is. Then they'll lose to the Rams. And I will be, for the first time since 2001, more Sixered up than I am Birds. But great to be back. You guys will hear from me more. Go Birds!
Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for checking in. Wow.
little negative.
Yeah, quite negative.
But he's honest. And I don't think that was a statement that was, let me stir it up and be the anti here.
That's Mike.
I have no issues with somebody believing that he's right, because the biggest positive we had out of camp is, of course, offensive line. Put that to the side. We can argue about that another day. But as far as the hype for the Sixers, you don't have to apologize for it. It's definitely a different
It's
world.
there. There are people right now that want the Sixers season over the Eagles season.
However, talk to me on September 13th.
I got you.
You ain't saying that on September.
I think there are.
Nope.
Dude, you've seen
At
the Eagles win
noon?
twice in the last decade. You haven't seen the Sixers make the Eastern Conference Finals in 25
September
years.
13th, people are going to be freaking out. Football is back in our lives. Every Sunday we got the Eagles. You could say it today. You could say it any other day you want, except for September 13th. You're going to be singing a whole different story.
You are bathing in Eagles' success over the last decade. You are right now a traveler in the desert looking for water when it comes to Sixers' success. There's a reason why excitement would exist there, because people want to see something they haven't. We can get more into that. He mentioned Mekhi Lemon not playing week 1. He's going to. It appears. He's back out there on the field. Someone that might not be right for week 1. Adam Schefter joined Marks and Salciunas this morning. We'll play that for you coming up next. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Got something to say about Philly sports?
97.5, the Fanatic. Patience. We struggle with it. It is not a strong suit, honestly, of just of a sports fan. And I don't really blame anyone for it. What's in front of you, waiting for something that's totally out of your control to get better is a very uncomfortable feeling. I have no control over the way this offense looks. Though, I'm going to do my best. You guys have to hold me to it, by the way. The 2 wins before 2 losses. I can't lose my mind. Like, you guys have to talk me down if I get in one of those fits of just rolling and rolling and rolling after one of those games if they've not lost 2 games yet.
My only pushback would be I just wish they played the starters in some of these preseason games.
I know.
Maybe they would have found a way to win a game then, right?
That 2 series is not doing anything for them.
I'm playing. Yeah, that's one thing. You were watching the game on Saturday. You definitely came away with, like, don't play anybody. Let's just cancel
The start of that game.
Cancel the preseason period. Like, let's just do that,
So,
NFL owners.
It was on the show sheet of at some point today diving into, like, we've done the joke, the Elaine Bennis preseason football, what's it good for?
I
But
can't believe there's another one.
yeah, Friday night,
I can't
8
believe
o'clock on a Friday.
the only thing that it's good for is for the fans that could pay and get down to that game and to see actual football being played. That's cool. It's a good time to
Yeah.
bring your kids, run around.
That's what I got to. My
That's
my
it.
dad's best friend through high school had season tickets. Well, he had season tickets with him, but would always give us one of the preseason games to go to when we were kids because it was like, you know, that's when you take the kids. It's a little bit of a lesser environment. You know, there are people that are still out there tailgating, still fired up there at the top of the stadium, but they're not necessarily as fired up and as not so kid-friendly in the preseason.
Yeah, it's still a game.
Right.
You still hear third down, all the
It's how my brother and I became Mike Kafka guys. You know, like that's where it happens.
Tells me
In
a
the
lot
Fourth
there.
quarter
tells me a lot.
of a preseason game.
Northwestern doesn't produce much, right? As far as
I was going to say, in terms of football talent.
football talent.
Yeah. Northwestern produces plenty otherwise.
Oh, easy, Mr. Media. I get it. I know.
I'm not talking about Mr. Media.
Well,
Their business school is also
I-
tremendous. It's Northwestern.
We're talking sports. Of course I was going to sports. Take it easy.
How dare you talk about Northwestern like that?
Like Kafka.
I couldn't have even gotten in there if I went early decision.
No. Yeah.
That was a reach school. I didn't apply. 'cause I was like,
Beautiful
I'll
stadium,
pass.
though. Beautiful stadium. Beautiful stadium.
Yeah, sure.
Brand new.
Never been. All right. You said we got a voice memo on the Eagles. We'll get to that on the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference to Davis Honda in Burlington, 610-632-0975. And then what Adam Schefter had to say this morning. Trying to be patient. Come up at 11. We're talking to Andrew Salciunas about open practice. What do we got on the Davis Honda text line?
Hey guys, it's Miles over from Philadelphia. Wanted to say I love the show, listen every day. I wanted to join in on the conversation just regarding, any of the talk around Jalen Hurts' interceptions and some of the turnovers from especially last night. I was at the practice, and my perspective was it was less about Jalen making any sort of poor throws or decisions and more that the corners looked that good. There were some great throws, even to Smitty, that Reek Woolen was all over him. Kenyon was all over it. So the throws were there. The receivers look good. It's just that the secondary is that good. The fact that our offense even moves the ball or puts some points on the board against that defense last night, I actually think is pretty green flag. Again, it was a really dominant performance from the secondary. So that's my 2 cents.
I'll tell you what. Again, I'm having a hard time remembering names here. What was his
Miles.
name? Miles. Start a notebook, Miles. Strap on some soccer jersey from some other country. Put your phone in your face as you're walking back to your car. Start a notebook, please, Miles, because I would definitely read what you have for me there, please. I love it.
85 Bears on the other side of the Eagles last night.
Hey, look. There's a lot of all-pros over there.
There are.
No, I wish they were keeping score. Did you see that?
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see
That was a part of my really.
How do you keep score? No, I respect it. I think it's something that's pretty cool, and I have no idea how you would. And I don't think that they're really having anything concrete as far as scorekeeping is concerned. I think whoever is in charge of flipping a point to the offense or the defense is just looking at who completed a pass or made a play or whatever it may be. But I loved when I saw that because I jokingly tweeted who won the practice today. And somebody
You got an answer.
Somebody sent me the scoreboard, and I almost fell out of my chair. Nice work by that gentleman, too.
All right, speaking of the defense, Jonathan Grenard a big piece of this defense this year. They gave him big money. They made the trade for him. Jonathan Grenard going to be ready for week 1. Adam Schefter on with Marks and Salciunas. What say you?
My guess would be no. And the roster decisions will be made on Sunday, but that was not the tone out of there to where he'll be ready week 1. Again, I think they're fortunate they didn't lose him for the season. And now the question becomes, can they get him back as soon as possible? It doesn't sound like the opener is a likely scenario, but let's see what he does here in the next couple of weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's what we've kind of heard, right?
Vic Fangio was very honest about it. The only person that wasn't that honest about it was Howie.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, yeah. He played it off at the beginning of camp.
Mosher nailed it when he joined us earlier this week. Great hit, everything podcasted at 975thefanatic.com. And he said that's the best part about, one of the best parts about Vic Fangio is he's going to be honest with you. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. Grenard is not in a good spot. And what do we always talk about? There's a difference between being in shape and football shape. So he's going to have to go through that. Getting his foot in the dirt or his hand in the dirt, taking those hits, getting the cobwebs cleaned out. And, oh, by the way, shocked me, if he can remain healthy with that injury.
To be fair, Connor and I aren't really picking up on the by the ways.
But I
You're
am.
hearing it a lot more than we're hearing it.
That's good. That's a good thing because that's called a verbal crutch, and now I know when I say it. But it is okay there because it is reality of what we're dealing with Jonathan Grenard. This is something that he's going to have to work through. Hopefully sooner than later. I don't have a good vibe about him being out there week 1. Do you?
No, I don't have a good vibe about him being out there week 1. My issue is more, how does this impact him in week 8?
Correct.
Like, is this something that slows him down because he's been slowed by injuries before? That's more the concern.
Well, then you don't want him in week 1. You want them to be cautious with him so he is available later on in the season.
Don't Landon Dickerson him. Don't run him back for the beginning of the season because you feel like you have to have him for the beginning of the season.
I agree with that.
So.
Yeah, Depoy Jalix Hunt is out there. We're good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Jonathan, can I do my coward for a second?
Do your coward.
Jonathan Grenard, we're good. We've got Jalix Hunt here. Coming up, we'll talk to Andrew DeCecco, probably one of the earliest Jalix Hunt believers, about what he saw at open practice last night. He joins us coming up next. We'll get to your phone calls, your voice memos, 610-632-0975. And in the 11 o'clock hour, we will attack what that West Coast trip has begun with the Phillies. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic. 11 o'clock hour here. Brace and Dunne, 97.5. The Fanatic. Sean Brace. Just saw it come across the timeline. Eagles tweeting out a congratulations to this year's inductee to the Eagles Hall of Fame. Who do you two believe it is?
Connor, do you have a guess?
I don't know who the last one was. I need like a time frame, kind of.
Give me a hint.
Not on the field.
Oh.
Swoop?
Not Swoop.
Oh, it's the man in the booth. Merle. No, he's got to
Nope.
be already in there?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't pay that much attention to the Eagles Hall of Fame.
Big Dom.
Nope.
That would have
No,
been
he's
something.
too busy getting interviewed by Pete Davidson.
Howie Roseman.
Nope. Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of your Philadelphia Eagles, will go into the Eagles Hall of Fame and be honored at halftime of the Eagles game on Monday, October 26th.
I need the picture. I need the meme of who is it putting the medal on themselves?
Yeah.
I know.
I need the Jeffrey Lurie Photoshop. Post haste, please.
I know you're having fun with that, and that's a funny image, but well done by Jeffrey Lurie. For my money, one of the best owners in the NFL, definitely one of the best owners in Philadelphia sports. And something tells me, if it hasn't already been reported, that his son Julian will be taking over the reins next year. Then this is probably his swan song.
You think?
Oh, I don't think that at all.
Yeah, I would think that means something.
No, I just think they probably were like, you know what, who can we honor this year? Jeffrey Lurie.
I know he's giving up. Like Julian, his kid is going to be running the operation.
McClain did a nice deep dive on the Inquirer over this summer of like Julian and the influence he's got on the organization and his growth. It does not seem like we're there yet.
Okay.
But maybe, mark that down. Because Brace, a couple of times, we looked at him like he's crazy, and he's actually just absolutely nailed it.
Please tell my wife that.
I'm not getting in the midst of that. That's you don't get in the middle of a battlefield right there. I don't want to get shot on either side. With that, let's go to the phone, talk to our guy from Inside the Birds and our Eagles insider here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Last we left him, he was leaving joint practices up there in New England and was going to stop at Treehouse Brewery to get himself a couple of beers to enjoy. Andrew DeCecco, did you get a chance to enjoy a couple of IPAs over the last week?
Not only did I stop at Treehouse, which I had to get my favorite beer, Julius. I got a 4-pack of that. But I also stopped at Modern Pizza again, so that was New Haven, on the way home. It was driving rain throughout my whole drive. So, I tried to extend it a little bit.
Julius is the best IPA I've ever had.
Really?
Yes. From up there at Treehouse. My
favorite beer.
My uncle, my dad do the Northeast Corridor. They've done it a couple of times over the last couple of years where they go up to all these different breweries and they bring back like a whole big case of different beers from different places. Julius is the one that hits every time.
All right.
So
I'll have to try me a Julius. Is this like a heady topper type deal? Because like everybody loved the heady topper.
the
way
heady
back in the
topper, yeah. And out of the can though. You can't pour it. You got to drink it out of the can.
Absolutely.
I've had that one as well. You a heady topper guy, DeCecco?
Yes, but then when you try Treehouse and Trillium and some of these other breweries from New England, it kind of spoils you a little bit. So, look, I like Heady Topper. I'm not going to turn that down, certainly.
That's an OG. That's like years ago. It still carries weight.
Yeah,
it still is available, but,
You hand it to me, I'm not going to turn it down.
All right. I haven't had good IPA in a minute. I haven't ordered an IPA. Let's just start there in a minute. And, but I will have to seek out this Julius. Not an orange Julius, but this Julius. I like it. All right, I'm in.
It's good stuff.
You know what, SB? I might just be able to part with one of mine and hook you up.
Look at that.
What a guy he is.
Andrew DeCecco.
All right, from the strong drinks to the strong takes, a lot of them with this Eagles offense. Andrew DeCecco, what did you take out of the open practice last night?
Yeah, I thought Reek Woolen really had a nice showing, and he had a really strong finish to the joint practices. I believe that was the day that I spoke to you guys, where he had the interception on a Drake May pass, and he was just all over Romeo Doubs and A.J. Brown. I thought that was a really nice bounce back. And then in the open practice, he undercut a route to rookie wide receiver Mekhi Lemon over the middle of the field. I don't necessarily put that on Jalen Hurts. I think the route probably could have been a little bit sharper for Mekhi there. And then there was another play where Jalen really didn't get a lot on it because he was faced with a lot of pressure, and he floated one on an out route to the far sideline, and Woolen read it the whole way and took it about 75, 80 yards the other direction. So I thought that he really acquitted himself well. Eagles fans got a chance to see what he's all about. Devontae Smith had a couple of really nice catches, one where he sort of ascended a little bit and was able to sky over Quinyon Mitchell on a comeback route. There was another one where he showed really good concentration and attacked the football. In tight coverage, Rick Woolen was there, but Devontae caught it and pulled away. So I think that offers a glimpse into what you can expect to see from Devontae. His timing with Jalen Hurts obviously is going to be where you would expect. They played with each other on the field for quite a while now. And then I would also say the defensive line, guys. I feel like every time I write my training camp observation, it becomes a little redundant because I write the name Felix Hunt and Moro Ojimo, and it's because they are wreaking havoc on seemingly every snap. Moro probably had 2 or 3 sacks. Jalix Hunt gave Fred Johnson all he could handle, and that should set the scene you can expect from this Eagles defensive line this season.
How equipped are they week 1, that defensive front, to go up against the Commanders if Jonathan Grenard is not ready to go?
Very much so, Ray. And we talk a lot about Jalix Hunt, but I think the player getting lost in this mix is Nolan Smith. Nolan has had a very strong training camp, and it may not reflect in terms of getting home or having those kind of sacks. He's providing a ton of pressure. He's setting the edge. He's healthy, which is most important because that's been what sort of hindered his growth throughout the early stages of his career. And so I look at Jalix and I look at Nolan. I think both players are ready to take that next step. Last season might have been a little premature. This year I feel like they're ready to navigate the interim capably if Grenard isn't ready to go week 1. And then the depth behind them, Arnold Ebiketie and A.J. Epinesa. Epinesa is being asked to do some different things in this system that he hasn't had to do previously with the Buffalo Bills, dropping into coverage. He's talked a lot about that at training camp. Ebiketie has really impressed me while he hasn't necessarily been someone that you hear a ton about, and he gets lost in the mix because of some of the other headliners. I think he's shown some juice off the edge, and especially in run support, he's able to shed blocks and make plays there. So they are well equipped, I think, at the edge rusher position. I would make the argument that that's where they're deepest on the defense. Vic Fangio last week, though, said that inside linebacker is probably his choice for that.
All right, Andrew. Great job, of course. InsideTheBirds.com is where you can find them. I'm right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. 45K down there. I want to hear a little bit more about what it felt like to have football back in front of us. But Dontavian Wicks, it's a question that I'm having for you right here because you've been able to watch him over the 17, 18, 19-plus practices, whatever we've had so far, and, of course, last night's open practice. What have you learned about Wicks that maybe you did not know with his previous tenure with the Green Bay Packers? And your expectations week 1, week 2, week 3, early part of the year for the Eagles with Dontavian Wicks is what?
Yeah, that's a great question there. And with Dontavian Wicks, and I know you guys are playing that game. I don't know if you're still doing that. But Dontavian Wicks is someone that you see what he's coming in with, the resume. 39 catches has been his career high. He's accomplished that twice. He's never had more than 74, 75 targets in a season. So he's kind of a mystery, but you can always see the ability and the trust that Malik Willis and Jordan Love had in him in critical moments is something that I think Howie Roseman astutely pointed out. And he was talking about the Dontavian Wicks trade. And so he gets to Philadelphia. Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon missed a large chunk of training camp, which then allowed him to really establish that chemistry with Jalen Hurts. And what I've noticed, and I know that Darius Cooper has been the flashier player. He's made more plays in the sense that they're going to be of the splashier variety. But I would say, guys, that Dontavian Wicks has been the more complete and productive receiver on a consistent basis. And what I've noticed with him and Jalen is the timing of their connections. Jalen's throwing it exactly where Dontavian's going to be, and he's putting it in a position where he can take advantage of, yards after the catch. He's really good in the short to intermediate levels of the field. I wouldn't expect a downfield burner who's going to take the top off of the secondary. He's going to be someone who's going to be an effective chain mover, uses his body well to shed defensive backs. And I think he is someone that, while we haven't seen it before, so it is a bit of a projection, I do believe that he can be someone who commands a decent amount of volume. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him thus far.
We're talking to Andrew DeCecco from Inside the Birds, and, of course, right here at 97.5 The Fanatic. Andrew, for this team, how far off is the offense from where they expected they would be at this point throughout camp?
Well, if you ask Sean Mannion, if you ask Nick Sirianni, they're going to always tell you they're a work in progress. But what my eyes can tell you from being at all the practices to this point is that you could see the incremental growth. They're making progress. Earlier in camp, they very much look like a unit that was trying to find their way as they're installing this system. It's new to everyone, especially the quarterback who has a lot to process here. But as camp progressed, I noticed Jalen Hurts becoming more comfortable. He's throwing the ball with more timing. He's being able to process things and throw with good anticipation. Now, there's been moments where you could see that he's, like anyone, there's some hiccups there. And the running game, guys, is something that I really noticed taking the next step, and how the angles and the blocking and how that's really accentuating the strengths of this offensive line, getting to the second level, using their athleticism. I think that things are starting to come together. You can see the vision, and I think over 45,000 people last night saw what Sean Mannion and this offense is all about and what they're striving to accomplish offensively. So you have to be encouraged with that, but also just understand, guys, that there might not be that instant gratification. It's going to take a little bit of time. There may be some wrinkles early on in the season, but I believe that they have the personnel and the coaches based off of the 16 offensively.
Andrew kind of broke up there at the end, but over to the offensive line, I saw Lane Johnson took a little bit of a hit yesterday. What's the latest with him? And then as far as we know that there's going to be nicks and bruises throughout the course of a full season, the offensive line, it feels like there's a little bit of a depth there this year. So your thoughts on if Lane Johnson does get banged up, who's going to slide in and fill in that position if needed to be called upon?
So no update yet on Lane Johnson. We'll learn more this afternoon, but I can tell you that he began team drills yesterday. He appeared to tweak something, and he was on the sideline watching practice, which is always a good thing, the fact that you saw him out there observing. And again, we'll learn more. I'll make sure that I alert everyone as I know. But in terms of their depth, if you remember last week, guys, I was pretty effusive in my praise. Second group of offensive linemen, and then you saw them go out there and give a performance like they did in a dominant fashion against the Patriots, especially in the run game. They are equipped to, I think, plug the hole if they need to. In the interim, no one could be Lane Johnson, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Markel Bell could step in there and give you that adequate production, but he is someone that I have seen take steps. He's ahead of schedule right now. That's fair to say. I have to imagine that right now, at least in my estimation, he's a little bit ahead of Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson got the nod yesterday, but Markel Bell didn't practice. But if he's your tackle of the future that you want to work with, naturally you want to get him those opportunities and get him those reps. So I think that he can do that. And then just from a big picture perspective, the interior offensive line, Willie Lampkin, as I was mentioning for a couple weeks now, was going to be the star of training camp. He is someone that I believe has the team made. He gives you guard, center versatility. Drew Kendall has probably taken the biggest step forward of any second-year player on the team. He can play guard or center. He's a center by trade. Jake Majors has done some good things. They have almost an embarrassment of riches. Someone like Jake Majors may be on the outside looking in ultimately when cutdowns happen. So I think they've done a nice job of taking the coaching from offensive line coach Chris Cooper, who has done a nice job of molding these young players.
All right, last one for you real quick. Andrew DeCecco, if you could protect one player from the cut line come Sunday, because we're not going to talk to you until then, if you could protect one player to make this 53-man roster, who makes Andrew DeCecco's final 53?
Well, the first one that comes to mind is tight end / fullback Cameron Latu. Just a physical specimen, can help you on special teams in a major way. I still think tight end's a position that they might look to alter, just given the landscape and the situations. Eli Stowers, by the way, has a hamstring injury. So there's a lot of unknown entities, unknown variables there, I should say. But I would stand on the table for Cameron Latu if I had a choice in the matter.
We're going to get you and Jeff Mosher down there to campaign for him, because that was the same answer Moshe gave us yesterday. That's clearly an inside the birds conversation that's happening quite a bit.
Yeah, I've been on Cam Latu since last summer. I saw a guy wear a number 49 or 80. He changed his number 3 times, but he was one of the only tight ends that I saw that was able to really stone Jahad Campbell, who was just a force coming downhill. And I made note of it, and I kept following along with that. He made some plays on special teams, and it's been fun to watch his progress ever since.
Well, it's always fun to talk to you about the progress these guys are making. Andrew DeCecco, we appreciate you taking the time for us. We'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Andrew
Andrew.
DeCecco, Inside the Birds, and, of course, right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Cam Latu, protected by both Jeff Mosher and Andrew DeCecco.
Yeah.
The football guys love themselves some Cam Latu.
Football.
Carson Steele, not protected by either one of them.
Football.
Darius Cooper, not protected by either one of them.
Wow, Cooper is getting a lot of love.
He is.
They better not touch that
I was
guy.
going to
He's
say,
not.
he might not be getting the protection from them because they might just believe he's on the roster.
Yeah.
That's also probably fair.
That's
And Carson Steele doesn't need it because he got an alligator to protect him. So he's good. He got his own protection.
Congratulations, by the way. Great question
Oh.
there. 6-3, your score now.
Yeah.
That was strong by you. And DeCecco realized it immediately,
Yes,
too.
he did. Yes, he
was
did.
like,
Because I put out the fun little video from last week
Right.
when him and San Filippo joined us, and he was cracking up about that. Now, that had nothing to do with it. DeCecco's great at what he
no,
does.
you could tell immediately.
You
clicked
buttered
on-
him up.
You see, you guys are going to claim this, but I'm not. This is who I am. Everybody that I have ever interviewed in my lifetime, I always butter them up.
The
That's what
great,
we do.
stupendous Andrew DeCecco. Please allow me to answer this one small question.
He said a word in there. What he said, he was effusive? Did he
Effusive in his praise.
Yes.
Effusive.
I don't even know that word.
Yeah.
Effusive in his
Effusive.
praise. I like that.
Yeah. He's got a pretty good vocab.
He's a wordsman.
He's a wordsman.
Now, do you use that word?
Effusive?
Yeah.
I've used it before in my life. Yeah.
I don't think
I've been
have.
effusive in my praise of people before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should have fun with this. Maybe like a word of the day for me. To
Well,
extend my
did you
vocab.
guys see the clip? Which, by the way, happy birthday, Ricky Batalico.
Oh, Ricky.
Happy birthday, Ricky Bo.
Not a day over 50.
You pissed me off.
I hope he's enjoying his vacation. Did you see the video from NBC Sports Philadelphia of Ricky being handed words before the segment to use?
No.
I did see this, yeah.
Yes. So Ava Cheeseman, who works over there, does a tremendous job at their digital department. She was handing off words for Ricky to use in different segments, and then she cut, because they're able to cut, obviously, what's going on Unfiltered, him using those words. And Bill was so confused
At how he was.
like Ricky's going off on these weird tangents while they're on the show. And to be fair,
That's great.
Ricky with weird tangents is not an uncommon occurrence. We've both filled in and done afternoon, led the show. Sometimes Ricky, it's just like off in Ricky land.
Yeah.
But Ricky was off in Ricky land almost every segment, and it's because he was being handed these words.
It's great.
So I commented on that. Ava said, "You're next." I was like,
You don't need help with that. That's a me thing. So she can slide me the words to use.
Yeah, I was going to say, I could. There's just also, I go down different paths anyway. Like, Ray land is also a thing. Ray's world is very much, sometimes I end up in a whole different land of where we started.
We like it.
Yeah. But
Your
Ray's-
word of the day is alley.
Nice work on that. Apparently,
and that started also a debate last night.
apparently
yesterday.
you are you're upsetting some people around these parts.
Am I?
Yeah.
Who have I upset?
The NBC Sports love that you were getting yesterday. Not one, but two. Shout out to Cole.
Yeah, shout out Cole for clipping his own hit.
Yes, that's
That's a digital savvy 23-year-old reporter right
that's
there.
a big win. We don't use age when they're under 25, Ray.
I
but-
do. I'm 26, man.
That's all right. Learn from it. But Cole, it hit the collab, and next thing I see it, and then I see something else pop in my timeline where Ray Dunne says something eloquent or whatever it was, the phrase that they use, and I go, oh my goodness! I could only imagine what Bill's reaction was. I would imagine Bill had flames coming out of his ears that you were getting a post on NBC Sports Philadelphia, not one but two, in the same day on his show. Bill Colarulo was probably at a scale of like 1 to 10. He was at a 15 of just fired up.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I've been told now by a couple people I have to tone it down with the Bill comments. So I'm going to revert back to what my mom taught me. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. You guys are trying to bait me into saying something about Bill. I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, I don't know if it's a coincidence that there were two NBC Sports clips of me yesterday.
Hilarious.
Who the hell is Ray Dunne?
If Bill wants those clips, he could work for him. A little
Hey,
bit.
nice work by you. That's all I know because you're helping out what we're
Well,
doing
that's the
here.
other thing. He's losing his mind about them posting me. It's like, yeah, you would have been solo there for that hour.
That's true, too.
Like, you can either have me do the hour with you and take the chance that I say something they're going to clip, or you could have just done that hour alone.
Also, Bill, you're on TV for 4 hours and radio for 4 hours.
Right.
Give it up for a 60-second clip for Ray Dunne, ladies and gentlemen.
Whatever.
Hey, now.
Hey, Ray.
I just hope they got him whining. I just hope someone clipped him whining yesterday.
Do we know when Wine of the Week is debuting this week?
It's on Friday, and I know that I've submitted ones from each of you, so
Great.
you better be on your best behavior, boys.
So I've heard. Thanks, Connor. You're doing your job. I actually appreciate that.
It's written on the call screen. Apparently, Bill was fuming. Oh, I know Bill was fuming.
Yeah.
It's also written on the call screen or didn't hear it from me, so I had to time him out immediately. We don't keep anything in house around here, do we?
None.
Apparently not. Coming up, the Phils, West Coast woes. They lose again last night. The Bats as sleepy as Sean Brace. We'll break it down for you. He's Brace. I'm Dunne. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sleepy Bats in Seattle. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost 4-1 last night. The offense struggled mightily against starter George Kirby for the Mariners. Aaron Nola had another strong outing, throwing 6 innings of 2-run ball and fanning 7. But the Bats and bullpen were just not at their best, and the Phillies now off of that 9-game win streak have lost 2 straight. They'll try and bounce back today at Game 3, 4:10 p.m. They're looking to avoid the sweep. Jesus Luzardo faces Brian Wu in the pitching matchup. The Eagles had their open practice last night at the lake and had their full complement of wide receivers available, including rookie Mekhi Lemon. Nick Sirianni talked about the work that he's put in and what it meant to have him back.
He's worked hard figuring out what process works best for Mekhi. Yeah, there's always opportunities to get better. Obviously, the best way to get better at football is to practice football. So that's why we're excited that he's out there.
Hard to argue with that one, Coach. Vic Fangio will meet with the media today at 2:40. The Union face Red Bull New York on Saturday as they continue their regular season action. This update is brought to you by the Empire State Building. Immerse yourself in an authentic New York experience at the Empire State Building Observation Deck. Get your tickets at empirestatebuilding.com/radio. Open daily, reservations required. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
on the timeline right now. Alongside Sean Brace, I'm Ray Dunne, hanging out with you. Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic. If you missed it, Jeffrey Lurie is going to be inducted into the Eagles Hall of Fame. The owner of the team going to the team's Hall of Fame. I mean, I get it. That's one of those, maybe you do Lurie and someone else, like a popular Eagle. Maybe you put two. Last year's Malcolm Jenkins, by the way. Now that I'm thinking about this, I'm going back. Malcolm Jenkins was last year that got into the team's Hall of Fame. I don't know. Like, yeah, it is a little bit of like, Ray Dunne inducts himself into like the Dunne family Hall of Fame. Like, there's only so many of us, like
He's the owner of said franchise.
Yeah, congrats to me.
But like, it's not that he's been a good owner and he's a driving part of their success. Like, I feel like credit where credit's due on this one,
I would say, okay, I understand like maybe somebody out there has a little side eye, like, yeah, that looks funny. Again, I do believe there's a reason. I have no inside information and used to have a little bit of that as far as on the inner workings, and I'll leave it at that. But I don't anymore, and I have no idea. Just a big guess. I think he's on the way out. I think he's ready to hand the baton off. He's done an unbelievable job with the autism. Help me out with
Eagles
that.
Autism
Thank
Foundation.
you, Eagles Autism
Which
Foundation.
they raised a ton of money for again last night.
And that came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. To me, it did. Maybe to somebody else, I don't know. But the level of what they're doing now with the money they're raising, it's just incredible. I just think I have no issues whatsoever. I don't think you're saying you do. But
I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
I like he's getting roasted right now. Maybe it's just people getting the jokes off because the jokes write themselves for it. And
Good.
Yeah, there's no reason not to like the guy. Like, not a single reason not to like him. As the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles is what he's done. But him inducting himself into his own Hall of Fame that's objectively funny. I made the joke immediately.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. I guess I want to know more if it's from a, like, oh, this is too easy of a joke to make, or people are actually like, oh, why would they do this?
That's where I'm at in life, boys. I'll just let you know. Everybody can get these jokes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody.
I'm curious, of the Fanatic staff, the most likely to be in a Hall of Fame? Like any sort of Hall of Fame.
Ricky is the easy answer for all.
Yeah,
probably.
I think Bill would probably call us on the hotline saying he's already inducted to some Pee Wee football Hall of Fame.
I looked up the Gettysburg numbers. He's not getting to the Gettysburg Hall of Fame.
Look, I think John has done some pretty significant things with his time in sports broadcasting, but I don't think he would show up to the induction. So I don't think anybody would induct him. You, Ray, the chosen one. Connor,
I'm too young.
Every genre has a voice, and that voice
I got compared to Andrew Painter 2 weeks ago before we started the show.
It's a diaper dandy. Ray Dunne.
Oh. I could still go one of two ways here. There's still a very strong Kyle Drabeck timeline for me.
Kyle Drabeck.
You can't turn me into Verlander, man. I could be Drabeck for all you know.
That's great. No, come on, Ray. I would say, am I sleeping on anybody here? How about Vito? Crawling around with his butt crack hanging out. Let's make that into a statue.
He could be the Dolan's Hall of Fame for sure. I'm sure Dolan's would throw him in the Hall of Fame if they could. That's actually true. Connor at the Garage Hall of Fame. If they
ever open that.
If they open a Hall of Fame at Garage, you might be able to get Connor.
First ballot, dude. Opening class.
No, you would. Your Philly shirt be raised to the rafters there. For sure.
We tried. We had a deal in place at one point.
Honestly, I think you could raise my jersey up at the boathouse. I've done a lot of work since I moved to Conshohock in 2017. If you're gonna hang a jersey in the rafters, am I allowed to pull a Jeffrey Lurie and say do me first? Yeah. I'll do it. Yeah, there you go.
Do you first?
Do me first. Put it up in the rafters.
You better have 3 to 4 days a week at that place if you want to start comparing it to my time at Garage.
I would not, but we are definitely in different timelines of our lives. Before kid number 2, I was there. I fulfilled that promise.
In a different era. I'm playing against plumbers, electricians. I get it. Guess what? I play the modern game.
Let me tell
Step up.
You add a significant other to the equation. Let me see those hours still be.
That's why he has it.
Exactly. He's
My
a smart
significant
man.
other is the bar.
Beautiful.
Brace Yourself wings at the Boathouse would be awesome. Just a really hot wing called Brace Yourself. That instead of getting into the Hall of Fame, I always want my name on some sort of
Ray.
menu.
Where your mind's at.
Yeah, we'll talk to people. We know people.
I like where your mind's at, Ray.
We know David at Drexel Hill who wants to get in on the birds. David, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, I just wanted to comment because I want the Phillies to win, so I don't want nobody to hear this and think nothing wrong. But what I hate is when you have a star on your team that all of a sudden he's stinking and everybody's scared to say something to him. Oh, we can't sit him down because he wouldn't like it. And then you go with my boy Jalen that been in 2 Super Bowls, won one every year. And it's so easy. Well, if you don't play good, let's bench him and put McKee in.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, this is crazy.
David, I love your approach, but who are you speaking of? Are you speaking about Trey Turner with the Phillies? Where are you at with that one?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's a couple of the guys.
Okay.
I mean, you a star pitcher, and now you just can't. Your game is off because you can't talk to him. You have to let him see video because there's only 2 ways you learn: hearing and seeing.
Yeah.
And they say his rhythm is off a little bit, so let him watch a lot of video because I do want the Phillies to win. I want the Flyers. I want anybody in Philadelphia sports. I want to win.
Love it, David.
What blows my mind, and I wanted to ask y'all, and again, this is about Jalen, because I said that if Jalen Hurts has the kind of season I think he's going to have, let's say he scores 40 touchdowns, he runs for 10, 15 touchdowns, and he scores over 4,000 yards, guess what he's going to do to us? He's going to hold us hostage, and it might be the last time we ever see him play here, because who's in his corner now? Michael Jordan, Tom Brady in his ear. All those guys have been through this. And you see how they deal with their team.
David, you do a really good job of bending my brain into a pretzel at times. It's an impressive work by you on this one. I want to say I see where you're going, but I really don't. If he has 40 touchdowns this year and the team's successful, he's not holding you hostage. He's just getting a new contract.
That's it. Now, this is 2 calls that have brought up the contract already today out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's not out of nowhere.
Well, today it is. It's like we're not talking about
we're
the
talking about
contract.
the offense. The offense comes back to Hurts, and Hurts comes back to they want to change the offense. The quarterback has to change with that offense. And if he doesn't change, there's a very, very obvious thing they could do.
You're right. So the connection is there. I'm not denying that. But we have yet to mention it. Now, too, it's on the minds of the fans out there, and it's a really interesting spot. I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. I'd be shocked, absolutely shocked if Jalen doesn't get a new contract point blank. I don't care what happens this year. Like Jeffrey Lurie loves him. Yeah, I just think that you have
told me Jeffrey Lurie's headed off to Florida for good.
Yeah, I just think that
we're only going to see him in the Mike Trout box.
You have a quarterback that is going to be here for quite some time. I think he's going to get a new contract, and I would be blown away if it's not in the cards. Now, to your point, David, if he does have that season, that means they win. If he puts up those type of numbers, and Ray's point is spot on, there will be no issues. He's going to sign. He'll be the highest paid quarterback, point blank, in the story.
They'll take care of it early, too, because someone else will be due for an extension. They'll make sure they get ahead of him. C.J. Stroud do a contract next year. That's an interesting one in the NFL that because I was watching that Texans game that they played that you referenced last week, and they were talking about the contract. Aikman was
it's a monster season for C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, for as effusive as Aikman's been in his praise of Hurts in the past, he was probably the exact opposite for Stroud leading into that game. A good reason for it.
Rightfully so. Stroud has not been the guy he was when his rookie season, where everybody was believing, oh, look at the mistake Carolina Panthers made. And it's like, wait, Stroud hasn't shown up since. He's got a great defense, really good head coach. You'd like to see more from C.J. Stroud, but it's an interesting comparison. And it's another one that I would look at the Houston Texans. I think they could go in an opposite direction, but they're winning.
Defense.
They're winning with C.J. Stroud. They're winning.
I watched that playoff game, man.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Yeesh. When you're Jalen Hurts and you've got 2 Super Bowl appearances to lean back on and a Super Bowl title to lean back on, fine. If you're C.J. Stroud and you got, man, people really liked me my rookie year to lean back on, it's a little different stratosphere.
Oh, I'm not arguing one bit with you on that. But Drake May didn't play well either. Like, these C.J. Stroud was awful in that game. But you understand what I'm saying. Like, these things.
C.J. Stroud was so bad because I was rooting for the Texans. I remember it about 10 times worse because I was saying it was one of the snow days of last winter. Because I remember I was holed up at Fishtown Tavern, and I just could not believe how bad it was. I was just saying there were friends like, you can't be playing this bad. It can't be this bad. You can't do this to me. I can't watch the Patriots succeed anymore.
It was only, 5 picks? It's not that bad of a day.
There wasn't a 6th.
Did they cover that game, too? I still think they covered.
Feel fact, yeah, probably.
I'll have to look that up.
All right, I want to get to what happened out on the West Coast because, man, the Phils last night. 4-1, they drop it to the Mariners, and Bats silent. I've been called a sucker.
They did not cover. Sorry, that was a bad job by me. Three. Yep.
What was the
It was
final?
28-16 final score, 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, oh well. Feel fact it wasn't
Just
there.
missed it.
But last night, I got all the names in the book from. I'm trying. Yeah,
I was just a bit off.
it was 12 points.
28-16.
Yeah.
Did it stay under the total? No, went over.
I think they allowed a late touchdown.
I don't
It looked
know.
like they were getting close. I don't know. I just remember it stunk.
It was a bad game.
My memory's probably shook because I was at Fishtown Tavern for an entire afternoon in the snow. All right. So the Phillies, though. They lose last night, 4-1. They've now lost back-to-back games out there in Seattle. We can all be disappointed because, we all were believers. We came in and feel good 4 hours on Monday, and they've now smacked us in the face twice. The Bats not doing their thing. The, I guess, biggest game annoyance for me out of yesterday was the fact that Nola pitches the way he does, gives you 6, only allows the 2 runs. I don't know if it hasn't occurred to Don Mattingly that you can actually use your better reliever as soon as possible, but he goes to Kirkering, Kirkerings. Raley comes in, he allows the runs, and you hate Brooks Raley now. I have the annoyance with watching Orion Kirkering and knowing what he is, and now he doesn't have the Fugazi ERA anymore. Now his ERA is much closer to the pitcher that he's been. And by the time they give it to Bolin, they're down 3 runs, and I don't understand why you're bringing Bolin to a 3-run game. I'm watching Duran warm up in a 3-run game where the offense hasn't had a pulse. I was ready to scream at my television, take my television, throw it off the top of the rooftop for some of the Don Mattingly bullpen decisions, but ultimately they didn't hit. And that's the biggest level of blame for me out of last night is Bats for 2 nights out there on the West Coast have yet to show up.
Yep. And also, the Atlanta Braves beat the Dodgers game 1.
Yep. So now you're back to 4.5.
Yeah, mixing it all in.
So you lost a game and a half in a matter of 2 days.
Putting the Braves to the side, it is frustrating when, look, this has been the story of the Phillies all season long. And Trey Turner said as much a couple weeks ago where it's like, hey, when you get the good pitching, we don't hit. When we hit, we don't get the good pitching. Yesterday, more of the same because, as you pointed out with Aaron Nola, that's a wasted start. A guy that stepped up and delivered. I'm not trying to make him out to be Nolan Ryan by no means, but 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. Guy was dealing, absolutely dealing. And 2 earned runs. Still, you would like to believe that your offense can go out there after getting bested the previous night with your ace on the mound. Well, one of the aces in Zach Wheeler. You would like to think that the Bats would wake up, but not the case. And I do want to give credit to the Mariners because they've gotten great starting pitching so far in both of those games. Kirby was awesome in last night, 7 2/3. He only gave up 1 earned with 9 strikeouts. So he's a pretty good pitcher, and he delivered there. This is a series where I hate to give the excuse, but more so than anything, you're looking at a Seattle Mariners team that has to have this series, that woke up a little bit, that gave up 19 runs on Sunday and lost. And here's an opportunity to take on Phillies coming in, a team that's got some expectations, so you're going to raise your game up a little bit. I try not to make the excuse, but that's what's really hitting me so far. And also the fact that what we know about this team is just the reality. The offense can just go completely blank, and this is what we have.
I think the most infuriating part of the offense last night was when you got to that last Turner plate appearance, and I don't know if it was Ben Davis or Tom McCarthy that said, yeah, he's seen 6 pitches and 4 plate appearances. And it's like, yeah, Kirby's lasting in this game. And it wasn't just Turner, but Turner was the extreme example of it, where the aggression for them, they came in almost overamped, maybe to correct it, or everything that Kirby threw just looked that good. The fact that he had only got to 92 pitches by, end of the 8th?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, stay aggressive within your plan. It just kind of seemed like the whole plan part of that idea was out the window for everyone last night. Turner being the biggest, most egregious person with that. Because I think he saw 7 pitches and 4 plate appearances.
Did he miss the meeting? Is there a chance? I think we need confirmation next time we have a Phillies reporter on. Like, was Trey Turner in the room when they had the hitters meeting?
The 2025 batting champion.
That's right.
It's incredible, the contrast of season that he is having. That's baseball, but it's. I never expected Trey Turner to be this bad. Never. I just didn't.
Never?
And he is awful. He's awful.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is I didn't expect it to be this bad.
Yeah.
He's given us the signs over the last couple of years for it to be like this.
Yeah, but then when you have a season that he did last year, like it wasn't Tony Gwynn,
No,
or
no.
Ted Williams,
305 won you the batting average. You know.
Hey, hardware is hardware, though.
Yeah. Listen, when they put him in the, I can't even say that.
No.
I don't even want to say when they
Nah,
put him
you
in the
can't.
Wall of Fame one day.
That's the
No
frustrating
chance.
part. That's the-
He's going to have the number of years.
Not a chance, dude. Unless they win a World Series, no shot.
some of the positives,
not.
though. If I can give you one positive, Harper extending that streak. Now
Yep.
28,
Career high.
career
on
high.
base.
And he went 2 for 4. Arise had an opportunity to get something cooking with him on the base path, unable to do so. It's a tough series, boys. Like,
Trap series? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's kind of what I'm. That's
it's kind of
we're
what you
laying
were
the
saying. You were saying
We're laying the
that.
groundwork
Listen,
for that.
well, it already is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's become that. They've lost the series. They need
Yeah.
to salvage it today so they don't get swept. That would be the most Phillies thing in the world. Monday, we were all fired up about 9 in a row, and they lose 3 straight out in Seattle, keeping us all sleepless. And shout out to everyone that, again, was tweeting at us last night, the West Coast Pledge, all the people that stayed up last night that were battling through. I hope you guys got your coffee this morning in. So for me, I guess infuriating takeaways from yesterday, the Turner approach at the plate, and the bullpen management. You specifically are tired of one person, Connor Thomas.
Dude, I'm so over the Brooks Raley thing. I got to tell you. And I know it's a Ryan Kirkering putting him in a bad spot, loading the bases there, right?
A little bit.
But if I come on here right now and I crack this microphone and I say, I'm done with a Ryan Kirkering, what does that do? Everybody's done with a Ryan Kirkering. I'm not breaking news there. Water's wet. The sky is blue. A Ryan Kirkering can't pitch in leverage innings. Take them all. Brooks Raley's bothering me because I've got Met on my brain and I can't get it off my brain. And the next thing you know, he's just giving up runs here. He was brought in to be your leverage lefty, and he hasn't looked like a guy that I feel comfortable with in big-time spots enough based on what his numbers were. I don't think he's a sleeper cell, but I have not seen him earn his pinstripes yet.
Wow. And I'm reading a description under a picture of Brooks Raley here, and it says, this is from yesterday. And I'm not going to argue with anybody or credit anybody because a headline is a headline. Left-hander Brooks Raley is emerging among the Phillies' most trusted relievers since being acquired at the trade deadline. Really? Who's trusting him right now?
Well, to be fair,
Factual. Because
Mattingly is, correct?
not even that.
no, it's one of those things. You know, if I'm in a room with a lot of people that I don't trust, someone's got to be the most trustworthy. You know?
Who are you putting out there over him? There's
Right.
only 2 guys.
Not Alvarado.
Put all my exes in a room, there's going to be a ranking of who's the most trustworthy. I'm just telling you, it might not be the most trustworthy group of people.
How many X's are in that room,
Yeah,
Ray?
it's not a lot. It's a lot of ex-situationships.
There you go.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if the bar's not that high to clear,
He's still 3, but, like,
is he 3?
he's got to be. He has to be. The numbers would tell you.
And are we talking tears from yesterday with the 3?
No.
I was in tears watching it.
It's Duran, easy 1, Bolin 2, and then it's got to be Raley. Unless you're ready to put, like, Johnny Marks this morning. I was talking to him back hallway. He's ready to put McFarland in the conversation. Guy chucks it. I haven't seen enough.
Yeah.
That chucks it is more intriguing than Raley. I feel like I've seen a number of Raleys.
We got to fix the necklace, by the way, Mr. McFarland. I'm sorry. Do what you want to do stylistically. Too big of a necklace.
There's one guy that I think could come in and save the day. Nestor Cortez.
Stop with the nasty Nestor.
His
Only
name
thing
gets
that's going to be nasty is us having to deal with the fact that people are going to expect to be good.
yeah, exactly. His name gets brought up for everything, so I figured I would throw it in there. Why not?
Duran, Bolin, fill in the third person. Who's the one you trust?
The Met.
He's got some moments.
What do you mean he's got some
He's
moments?
got some moments.
What was the he fired you up Brooks Raley moment that
It
you had?
hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. There's no doubt in my mind. You're right about that.
And Nestor Cortez, Ray could put on a jersey that says Cortez on the back, and Don Mattingly wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know when we're going to see him.
Am I the only person that was annoyed by that last night? Just while we're down this path. They take Nola out after 6, fine. That's all good. He's up to 92 pitches. That makes sense. All right, he had himself a heck of a start. I'm not upset about Nola coming out after 6 innings. You bring in Kirkering in the 1-run game, and then you go to Bolin in the 3-run game. I don't know if you know this, but you can use the better reliever when the game's still a game. I only got how many people I trust in that bullpen. Let me use one of them to keep it a game. Instead, let's go Kirkering. Then we're talking all this about how they don't have any bullpen pitching. They burn through all these pitchers. It's a 3-run game. They go to Bolin. And then I got to watch Duran warm up in the 9th.
I think you saw an experiment is what you've been seeing. I think we're at the point in the year, like that 9-game win streak put them in pretty solid. They're going to make the playoffs position as long as they don't crap down their leg. So
can we start calling that Kirkring? Well, let's just, as long as they don't Kirkring it.
Yeah, sorry, Kirkring. I had nothing for you there. Yeah, like he walked the tightrope, and they decided instead of him actually getting to the other side, they were coming up and giving him, the fire department was coming to take him down from the tightrope and say, all right, some other guy has to walk it now.
But you need a 7th-inning guy for the postseason. We don't have that right now. Like, unless you think that's rarely, but I think he's going to be the 8th if you want a lefty specialist. So you're trying Kirkring in a spot that he would be in. And with that, I don't know. I guess you're trying to learn.
Did you just say lefty specialist? I think that's Nasty Nestor.
Good God.
Lefty.
I don't know that the guy's touched a baseball.
Help me!
What are we doing?
This is all we have right now. Where else are we pulling people from? You got a guy that's at single A working it out.
We're signing former Yankees. David Robertson's out there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure.
Come back, Dave.
Why couldn't they have found a lefty in the cornfields?
I'm sure there is something up there buried in those cornfields. There are a lot of them.
Coming up, we got the news at noon with Connor Thomas. We'll get to that.
What we got, Connor? What we got? We got something good?
Oh, absolutely. We got a little bit of college football beef.
Yes.
We have some high school football kicking.
All right.
And then we also have, you're going to know the kid, though. And we're also going to have a big-time miss by a broadcast of a division rival.
Oh, all right. I like that. I'm up for this. News at noon coming your way next. We'll get back into the Birds conversation from the beginning. I still got more vitriol for the Phils at some point that we got to dive into. We'll get to all that coming up. You're tuned in to Brace and Dunne here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A rough way to start the road trip. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what the Phillies had last night again in Seattle. A 4-1 loss to the Mariners in Game 2. George Kirby dominant for Seattle on the mound. Aaron Nola, he had another strong outing. That was the bright side. Went 6 innings, allowed 2 earned, fans 7, but the bats and the bullpen not at their best. And Trey Turner has not been at his best in the month of August or really for a lot of the season. Don Mattingly talked about his troubles after the game.
Yeah, just obviously a guy that's struggling right now. We're just running into good pitching, but obviously I think just for me in general, Trey just out there too far. Not getting any good counts at all.
Game 3 of that series is today at 4:10. The Phils looking to avoid the sweep. Jesus Luzardo faces off against Brian Wu in the pitching matchup. The Phils are looking to get back on track. The Eagles had their open practice last night at the Link in front of around 50,000 of the fans. Had their full complement of wide receivers available as well. That was nice to see. They're starting to get healthier as we move ever closer to the start of the regular season. Vic Fangio will meet with the media today at 2:40. Talk a little bit about what he saw from his defense yesterday. Union faced Red Bull New York on Saturday as their regular season action continues. This update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Sleep falling short? Visit Mattress Firm today. Their sleep experts will find you the right bed at an unbeatable price during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Welcome back in. Brace and Dunne here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Working on week 2 here. Show 8. Show 7, I think of the 7 we've done, where do we think it ranks? If we're power ranking our shows, what makes the Mount Rushmore shows we've done so far? Because I think 7's my number 1.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yesterday was a good one.
Yeah, 7 might be 1. 1 might be 2. Maybe 4 is probably 3.
I liked 2 as well. I thought 2 was pretty good. That
so
might make
2's
my Mount
3,
Rushmore.
4's 4?
Yeah, something like that.
Is anybody following this?
This is the time to experiment. This is the time to have a little fun, to mix it up and see what we can get away with.
Phil's Gone Wild.
That's a good point. Actually, 6 has to be on the Mount Rushmore because of Phil's Gone Wild.
We'll put 6, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 7, 1.
7-1.
We're no longer going wild on the West Coast.
Yeah, I bring up yesterday's program because the couples fantasy football league group chat's rolling off right now. We've had a couple that departed the area, so they departed the league. And there's been a new commissioner that just assumed power, and everyone woke up to a ton of new settings today, and now everyone has realized that there are a ton of new settings in the league right now. As you'd imagine, the entire group chat losing its mind at said commissioner that self-appointed himself and has now decided to change all the scoring settings and bring back kickers, which is a big no-no. We're out on kickers.
Yeah, kickers is a tough sell.
Kickers is I'm out.
I had just sandbagged that poor girl into being a part of it.
Yeah, no, I feel bad. She's
Bad
now
move.
in the group chat receiving all these messages. People losing their mind. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
That's being a part of the league.
That's
Yeah.
operating with urgency there.
You got to deal with what being a part of the league is being a part of the league. Sorry.
Allie again?
Yeah, Allie.
All right.
Yeah, that's something we got from Ray's World. Something I used to do all the time was the news at noon. Time for that with Connor Thomas.
It's the news at noon with Connor. Oh, it's not Ray Dunne anymore. I don't care what they say about them anyway. It's the news at noon, and that's that.
Oh, boy, have we got some beef in the college football world, and it came to us via First Take yesterday. So Paul Feinbaum, who's a big-time college football talking head and reporter, talked about, he was asked on First Take, rather, his comparison between Deion Sanders at Colorado and Bill Belichick at UNC. And he spared no any type of pull punches when it comes to his thoughts on Bill Belichick. He's going to mention Deion first here. I think he goes all in on Hoodie.
Kevin, I'm pulling for Deion because he's a change agent and he's done so many good things. And he's also battling a very difficult illness and he's hoping to overcome it. I'm not pulling for Bill Belichick. He's a grouch, he's a bully, and his career in college is about to go down in flames. He lost Michael Lombardi, his chief assistant and GM. His son disappeared from the staff a couple weeks ago as the defensive coordinator. It is mass chaos in Chapel Hill, and I don't believe they'll win this game in Ireland, and I don't think Bill Belichick is going to survive until the end of the season.
Whoa. Did I miss his son disappearing?
Yeah, Steve is just like taking off. No one knows where Steve is.
Sabbatical.
What?
Yeah, it happened like 2 weeks ago.
Where was I?
There's a lot of chaos.
Watching this show, I guess.
A lot of chaos coming out of Chapel Hill these days. Feinbaum, as usual, says a lot there. And he's way over the top with the nonsense. He went on to talk about Brady and how we have come to find out that Brady is now the reason why he won all those Super Bowls and basically making Belichick to be like riding coattails. You can miss me on that. Like Bill Belichick had success without Tom Brady, couple seasons.
One season.
Two, because the one was Deflategate. I think they went 4-0 in that season, and then the other one was with Matt Castle. They won the Super Bowl that year.
If 4-0 is the bar for success.
I hope you guys aren't trying to tell me that Bill Belichick is not a good, not one of the greatest coaches of all time.
No, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, all that. If we're doing the slice of credit, though, if we have the pie, we're doing the percentage chart here on credit here, are we not going Brady greater than Belichick? I wanted Belichick to win the breakup. There's an old tweet. You can find it. I said I would become Patriots fan if they drafted Jordan Love because I thought that's how he won the breakup, because I wanted to see Tom Brady fail. I have had to eat my words on that. If you go through the slice of credit here, at this point, You got it. No, they're both two weird dudes, but you got to go with a weird dude with a weird jawline and,
I have no issues
his
giving
fitness company.
Tom Brady 55% of the pie. I have no issues whatsoever.
Right.
But there is defense, there's special teams, there's planning. Nobody was better at his craft than Bill bleeping Belichick. Point blank in the story. Paul Feinbaum is way over the top.
He's a grouch and a bully. He can still be a good coach, though.
Yeah, he doesn't like the media, so that's why Feinbaum is like that. Also, hold up on this Chapel Hill disaster, which I hope it does turn into a disaster. He's 75, 74, 25-year-old girlfriend. It's a joke. They won games last year.
Like how many? 6?
No, they weren't bowl eligible.
Okay.
So 5?
Okay.
So he's the highest paid employee in the state of North Carolina to get the Tar Heels to 5 wins.
When you win 5 games, there's got to be somebody in college football history that didn't win a game. Like, my point is, how is he the worst coach in college football? He won 5 games at his first spot. I never built up Bill Belichick and UNC to be something that they weren't last year. I never thought that they would be bowl eligible. I know that everybody likes to get fired up. Somebody posted the other day about Deion Sanders and how all the celebrities used to show up for Colorado State. Remember how we were talking about Deion Sanders taking over the Dallas Cowboys and being the greatest coach in college football, right? Like, we're prisoner of the moments at times. Don't disrespect Bill Belichick and the history that he has with the NFL by saying it was all Tom Brady, the reason why they won those Super Bowls.
No, but you could tilt the lever towards Tom Brady at this point.
I said 55. You want to give it to the quarterback? I have no issues.
60, 65.
Man, there is a lot of lead in to those games, a lot of decisions during the game that Tom Brady had no part in making. So much goes in. Come on.
Yeah, all the cameras, the working with the footballs to make sure they're the right weight. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
A lot went into that win.
You're right.
Here's my biggest thing.
I wish my coach cheated.
Bill Belichick, for what, 5 games he won last year for UNC?
Yeah.
UNC is not a college football power, is obviously where people will go with that. Mac Brown, in the stretch he was at UNC, won more than 6 games every year. They replaced a guy who was not great with UNC, but was at least giving them average results for this guy for him to become the highest paid employee in the state of North Carolina.
Yeah.
And this has been the return. They've got Michael Lombardi right now out wherever because he was trying to launder some money in from the Saudis. They got Steve Belichick hiding under some table somewhere. Like, this is a massive failure.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Jordan has not even been in the news. We haven't heard anything about the 25-year-old girlfriend. That's how bad things are going for Bill Belichick. They've put the 25-year-old girlfriend away, and it's still headline after headline about how this guy's program's a disaster. I can't wait for Saturday. At noon, TCU, UNC. If I'm not sitting in front of a television, I'll have it up on the phone because I can't wait to see this thing kick off from Dublin, Ireland. But it's been a massive failure for
You're
him.
right about that. When you start talking about money and a little bit of expectations with it, I was not one of those guys that was saying that UNC was going to all of a sudden raise up and win the ACC or anything along those lines. But you're right. When you start talking about money and the expectations, there's no doubt in my mind they did not live up to the hype.
Well,
I'm with you there.
At least you'll be able to watch that game because, unfortunately, there was a big moment of the game in Major League Baseball that you couldn't watch if you were a New York Mets fan. So SNY, of course, has the broadcast rights on the TV side for that. And there was a huge moment in yesterday's game. Mets-Brewers tied 2-2, top of the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded, the biggest moment of the game. And here's how it sounded.
Walked the last batter. Got no place to put this one. And it's slapped toward the middle.
Huh?
And there goes the broadcast. Oh, hang on.
Past him, and he's able to pick it off on the backhand to keep this game tied going to the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, you can't tell what happened because they blacked out. As the ball was lined up the middle, the broadcast cuts. Black screen, no audio, no clue in the biggest moment of the game, and it cuts back to Francisco Lindor running off the field with the ball in his glove. Pretty bad time for someone to pull the plug there.
It was the raccoon underneath the stands again. That's what it was.
Chewed the wires
with that hand that crawling up there. They're 60 and 72. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be pretty upset.
60 and 72, ninth inning. Like, all right, yeah, I get it. If you're a Mets backer,
I was
sure.
at the night Ty Kelly walked it off for the Phillies. Maybe you're talking to the wrong guy here. Like, I'd be upset if they cut my television off in that moment of the game. I don't care. My team could be 1-160 in the final game of the season.
Yeah, it's bases loaded, 2 outs in the 9th inning. You can't have black screen go in
No,
there.
you can't.
Completely miss
Well,
the
what
biggest
happened?
moment. Lindor caught the ball.
Well, no, I'm talking about
And
what happened
moved
to the
on.
broadcast.
The broadcast
Blacked out.
just blacked out. They came back on, and they didn't even really mention it. It was actually like a 30-second delay, too. I cut it down for brevity, so we don't have just dead air with this music underneath it. But
As they say, gremlins in the system.
it happens.
Now, I like your theory. The raccoon got it. That's that. I like that. I'm in on that.
We'll round out with this because you might wonder, why are we playing a high school kicker highlight? No, it is not Sean Brace. But, hey, you have some competition from a famous son. How about Dwayne Carter III? If you're not familiar with Dwayne Carter Jr., his father, that is the full name of one Lil Wayne. And his son is now kicking down at Gainesville High School down in Georgia.
Get out.
Kid's got a leg.
35 yards. He's the senior. They feel pretty good from the 25-yard line and in. They are right here. Carter, is that going to make it over? It will. If he can make this kick. 25-yard attempt here. Dwayne Carter made his first one and makes his second one.
Little 2-for-2 performance from him. Jake Elliott, your seat is hot.
Forget Jake Elliott. I just want to do this from the college football perspective. You have to recruit him, right?
Yeah. Now, here's what you don't get from just the audio.
Because you get Lil Wayne to show up
Yes.
Not just Lil Wayne to show up.
to perform?
No. You get Lil Wayne's
NIL.
wallet.
Yeah.
You recruit that kid with the idea that, hey, you want to see your son be a part of something special?
Problem is, he's not big Wayne, and Dwayne the third is also not large. This guy looks like he's 5'1". All due respect. Hey,
Listen,
good
Bill's
couple of
made
kicks.
something of himself being that short.
That's fair. You could host Afternoon Drive here.
Hey, Mr. Carter.
Fanatic.
Yeah,
It also makes me feel old to know that, like, Lil Wayne's son is kicking as a high school
that's
senior.
nothing. You buckle up, boys, because those things happen a lot. And you're like, wait a minute. His kid is now playing? Yeah, Lil Wayne, his kid's kicking. Trust me, I can give you a list of 10 kids that have pulled up in professional sports, and it's like, no.
What happened to Snoop Dogg's son? He was a good wide receiver prospect,
very
right?
good.
Was he?
I
remember there was the Netflix series. Coach Snoop, right? I'm not imagining all this. This isn't like a Snoop Dogg
this happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not in a haze over here, right? I remember this happening.
Snoop had a really good team / league, if I'm reading it right. I think I know that they were doing like the flag football stuff in Orlando. That was on television. I remember I was watching, and Snoop was the coach. So, he's in the community. He's doing good work. Snoop, Double G.
So apparently he committed to play college football at UCLA, ultimately walked away from the sport to pursue other passions.
Yeah. It's hard when your dad's Snoop. Those money, that wallet's pretty deep.
I, too, would walk away from being a famous rapper's son playing football at UCLA.
To just be a famous rapper's son. Yeah, I would walk away for other passions as well.
At UCLA.
Yeah. I could get distracted at UCLA.
Yeah, you don't have to go over the middle when you're just kind of like hanging out at the pool or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. I'm Snoop Dogg's son. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Well, I will tell you this much. Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by a good friend of the program. Yogi Roth is going to be on
That's
the
right.
show. We are going to talk some ball tomorrow. Yogi knows all these kids. He's been traveling the country for NBC with the Big Ten Network and their coverage. He's literally been at every one of these campuses talking to all the head coaches. He's been doing this for decades now, and he has a relationship with Sean Mannion. So we're going to find out a little bit more on his thoughts on how this offense is coming together, all the things that you guys are worried about as far as Jalen Hurts and the interceptions and people singing, sounding the alarms on the morning show. Yogi's going to be a great guy to bounce that off of tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that and drive-in thoughts coming up at 12:45, but we will get into what the morning show had to say. Kind of the genesis of today's show was off of the open practice last night because the reviews were in and the reviews were mixed, much like they've been. Andrew DeCecco joined us earlier today, said that you've seen the progress from this offense. He seemed encouraged by where they're going. They have yet to arrive. That's not breaking news for August 26th, but I'm curious this tune will be singing on September 26th. A month from right now, they'll be 2 days away from Monday Night Football in Chicago. Yeah, you'll be 2 games into the season. They'll have already played the Commanders. They'll have made the trip to Nashville, and they'll be getting ready to play a team that was one of the huge contenders in the NFC a year ago. You were high on the Bears earlier this offseason.
Yes.
Are you still as high as you were?
I still am.
You still are?
Yeah, Ben Johnson's the real deal. And I like Caleb Williams. I like their offensive wide receiver core. They have had some injuries that are concerning, but yeah, when it comes to the odds makers, they are not one of the top dogs in that division. Everybody's looking at the Packers. Everybody's looking at the Lions to have a great season. I just think the Chicago Bears showed you a lot to believe in. I don't think that's going to be an easy game, week 3, but we'll see how it plays out for them.
And a month right now, we could be at my threshold. 2 wins before 2 losses. There could already be 2 wins on the board. You could have a Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich courtesy of one Sean Brace. I still owe Sean a 6-pack.
Yeah,
Why is nobody reminding me of this?
I will remind you Thursday night because that would be a nice little parting gift for Friday.
Okay. Well, tomorrow's Thursday, so you would probably want to remind me now.
Okay.
So that I get it to you for tomorrow. Oh, you want it Friday?
Ray, bring me my beer.
Okay, sounds good. But a month from now, we'll be 2 games in. Will the patience still be there for this offense? How patient are you willing to be with this offense? We want you to get in at 610-632-0975. We'll go back to the Davis Honda text line in a second. But our buddy Stan from Drexel Hill is checking in. Stan, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing today?
What up, Stan?
Yeah, so I just had a real thing about the Eagles. It's so weird. Well, it's not even really just about the Eagles, I should say, sports in general. I feel like we're getting to an era now where it's not about winning, which is when I played sports, all I cared about was winning. Now it's about how you do it, right? And the reason why I say that is because the last caller that y'all had brought up Jalen having a 40-touchdown year and was saying that we'd be handcuffed. Yeah. And I'm like, that's such an odd to say that Jalen Hurts ends up with 40 touchdowns, over 4,000 yards passing. Like, if the Eagles aren't successful and he has those numbers, I think I could safely say that it wouldn't be his fault, right? That means that your defense is probably abysmal and you're giving up all types of touchdowns while the quarterback is doing everything else on the other side. And so to use the word handcuffed, I'm just like, man, have we lost the plot? Like, it reminds me of the Jaylen Brown thing in Boston. The guy's a finals MVP, a champion, carried a team that had no business going anywhere to a 2nd seed, and you're telling me that, they were better with him off the floor. I'm just like, man, it's just, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. It just blows my mind because I just want to win, man. We're talking about a guy who's a Super Bowl MVP, who's been to 2 Super Bowls, who outplayed someone who say arguably top 2, top 3 quarterback of all time, and outplayed him twice. And we're just still talking about he might handcuff us with a contract.
I think it's the product of 2 things. I think it's the product of 2 things, Stan. I believe in this town it's not just about winning. At this point, you have done so much of that. It's about the ultimate prize, and it's whether or not you can accomplish the ultimate goal of winning, which he has done. But everyone that points to what they want to see out of this team is for them to get back to the promised land. You believe the offense has to evolve from what you've seen over the last 2 years. I think that is part of it. I don't like the phrasing of handcuffed to him if he goes for 40 touchdowns because you would imagine then he had a great season and it wouldn't feel like you're handcuffed to the guy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Jaylen Brown thing. That's another organization where the standard isn't just a 50-win regular season, where the standard here in Philadelphia isn't just winning the NFC East for the Eagles. It's about winning a championship. And I think that's
I get that.
We've gotten a little bit too far down that path. We also have a real nice grass is greener look at just about every other situation in football when it comes to the quarterback. There's a lot of people that look and say, well, if we had that guy, and say, all right, we don't.
I just say to myself, because you're right about the Celtics, like when you win 18, 17 championships, of course, you're talking about championships, not 50-win seasons. I get all that. I'm saying, like, to be so dismissive of certain things. Like, we had Donovan McNabb, right? And it's crazy because if you want to talk about right now, he's probably the best quarterback that we've had until Jalen's career is finished, in my opinion. Right now, I'm still going to give it to Donovan. But just from a statistical standpoint, because he's had more time to do stuff. But my lasting impression is literally 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl, and you toss it up. But for when I look at Jalen, I'm like, yeah, the guy got me a Super Bowl. He got me to 2 Super Bowls, got me to a win. What I remember about Jalen is the dagger. And so just to hear people, the way we talk about him as a quarterback sometimes bothers me. And it's not just him. Like I said, there's other sports with certain people. I just don't get it because for me, yeah, if he's doing 40 touchdowns, that means he did evolve in the offense, in my opinion. That means that he's doing what he's supposed to do. So to me, the problem is going to be, are we going to be handcuffed in other places where those guys didn't do their jobs?
Yeah.
You know, so I just think it's kind of weird in my opinion.
Stan, that's why
you
we
guys
started.
are doing a great job, though. Thank you.
You're the man, Stan. That's why we started Club Hurts. Make sure you join at Club Hurts on Instagram, clubhurts1@gmail.com. I do want to point out that as bad of a season as it was for last year, what do we say? He had 25 touchdown passing.
Yep.
How many touchdowns did he have rushing last year? 9? All right, you do the math. That's 34. So Jalen Hurts had 34. I don't remember if the caller said 40 in the air or whatever. So he had 34
I think he'd give me a 25 and then 15 on the ground was what the caller said.
Yeah, I still think I'll take the under on that, but I love the optimism. And Jalen did throw for 3,800 yards. He threw for 3,700 yards back-to-back seasons, 22 and 23. So he's very capable. I don't think he's going to get to that 4,000-yard mark. I'm not going to sit here and say that. And Andrew brought up the number on DraftKings, I think it was, 21.5 touchdown passes in the air. Yeah, you bet your buddy better hit the over on that.
If he goes under, I don't want to be here.
That if he goes under, I hope Saquon's going for 2,000.
If he goes under, you are going to be taking the tables, the booths, pretty much anything you can take out of Club Hurts to sell it to try and make your money back on Club Hurts.
It depends.
The club's being shut down.
No. Is this 1998 Nebraska offense we're running with Tommy Frazier and the wishbone? I don't know. So if you tell me that he is under 21.5 passing touchdowns, yet he's got 25 rushing touchdowns, and the team wins, I don't care, Ray.
I'm going to guess we might care a little bit.
I don't care.
If he throws for 20 touchdowns, they're not winning a Super Bowl.
That was the only place I could go.
Yeah, I know.
That was it.
If they're going under, if he goes under the 21.5,
it's bad.
It's bad.
Agreed.
Oh, 21.5 is really the over-under?
Well, you got 25 last year, 18, 23, 22, 16, 6.
He threw for 25 last year, and we hated the offense. They had 2 second halves, so he didn't complete a pass.
He also had A.J. Brown and a hell of a season by Dallas Goedert.
Let's dive into that coming back. Because if this offense is not to live up to what we want it to be, we know Jalen Hurts will wear the lion's share of the blame because he is the quarterback. We've already seen everyone laying the groundwork for it this offseason. Where will you put a lot of the blame at the feet of that is not Jalen Hurts for this offense? If we're talking about a disappointing season offensively, let's have that dark path thought for a second. Who is going to wear the blame of that? We will get to that coming up. We'll get back into your text, your voice memos on the Davis Honda text line on the Eagles and the Phillies at 610-632-0975. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another long night for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and this update is brought to you by Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton. No pressure, no commission shopping with every price clearly displayed. No haggling, just real value from a family-owned business on Route 70 or shop online at FamilyJewelers.com. South Jersey's diamond destination. Phillies had another long night in Seattle last night, 4-1, losing to the Mariners. George Kirby dominant for them on the mound. Aaron Nola, he was pretty darn good for the Phils as well. 6 innings, a 2-run ball, struck out 7, but the bats and bullpen were not at their best, and that's something that we've seen at the start of this road trip, but they came off a 9-game win streak. Maybe they can bounce back today. Game 3 is at 4:10 p.m. as the Phils look to avoid the sweep. Jesus Luzardo faces off against Brian Wu in the pitching matchup. The Eagles had their open practice last night at the Link, and they had their full complement of wide receivers back available. Nick Sirianni talked about what it meant having Mekhi Lemon back out on the field.
He's worked hard figuring out what process works best for Mekhi. Yeah, there's always opportunities to get better. Obviously, the best way to get better at football is to practice football. So that's why we're excited that he's out there.
High-level stuff there. But no, it is good to have Mekhi Lemon back in action, as well as Devontae Smith. Vic Fangio will meet with the media today at 2:40. This update is also brought to you by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Down here on 97.5, The Fanatic. Alongside Sean Brace, I'm Ray Dunne hanging out with you. For those watching the YouTube chat, I got a new hat on. Rocking the Sun Cruiser. They dropped some of these off today.
Sun Cruisers?
Sun Cruisers. Have you had a Sun Cruiser?
I have, with you.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was wondering if you remembered. It was a long booze cruise down to Delaware down there at Subaru Park.
So we were kicking it with Will Shipley and a cast of others.
Highland Bros. We became the 4th and 5th Highland Brothers that day. Have you had a Sun Cruiser?
Don't ask me questions you already know the answer to, Raymond.
I should assume that pretty much any form of alcohol you've been able to consume at one point or another.
I drink everything.
I was going to say, it was nice to see them drop them off. Hopefully we're doing a little bit of work with them.
Yeah, I'm down.
Tasty stuff there. But
We do need an alcohol sponsor. Like,
we do.
Football season is here.
Red October? Like, you kidding me? You can't do, well, you can.
Or I'll take a pumpkin sponsor because it is pumpkin season.
Yeah, I saw that. I went and got Starbucks yesterday before the show, and they've got the fall flavors out.
Pumpkin
already.
spice coffee at Wawa this morning for the first time. I saw that. And then the pumpkin beers have been put out as well. Dogfish has theirs at my local distributor, and I dig it. I mean, it's not too early, but it's got to be out there earlier.
You've got Boys of Fall playing at this point. It's
jumped
time. It's time. I saw Halloween candy out.
All right, well, let's calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what I see. I'm reporting the news.
Yeah, Lowe's has some great Halloween decorations. 15-foot jack-o'-lantern. They also have a DJ Skeletor. They got a Skeletor that's DJing. Yeah, but these prices are outrageous. I can't. If I brought this DJing...
Buy it November 2nd.
If I brought this DJing Skeletor home, I'd almost have to film the reaction from my wife when she saw the price tag. It's for content purposes, babe. It's ridiculous.
It's all about the content. Always about the content. But with that fall, you get to the world of football, and that's where we've been today. Talk a lot about the Eagles. I wanted to jump into if it doesn't go right for this team offensively, if it doesn't click, by the end of the season, of course, we'll be talking about Jalen Hurts. The outside factors to Jalen Hurts that you will be putting blame at. Who is most likely to receive that blame if things don't work out today? Mostly what you're most insecure about right now that's not Jalen Hurts with this offense.
I was very pleasantly surprised to hear Andrew DeCecco's breakdown on Dontavian Wicks. And I'm not here to tell you that this isn't the guy that's going to deliver. I didn't see it. And I know that the time frame that we had to watch him operate previous spot was very short, and they had a long list of wide receivers that they were trying to figure out. But to sit here and say that he is going to be opposite of Devonta Smith and help you alleviate what you lost with A.J. Brown and his production from past season, I need to see it. I have to see it. So right now, my biggest concern, I look at Howie. And I know you can't.
Whoa, hey, what do you mean, Howie Roseman?
Howie, get it done. You can't say anything negative about big, bad Howie Roseman, and I'm not trying to. But if we are sitting here, Jim, painting the picture of struggles on the offensive side of the ball, and we know Jalen Hurts is going to take a blunt load of that, I understand. It has to come down to the playmakers not making the plays, not getting open. I think Mannion is going to draw up some really, really good plays, scheme some guys open, read defenses really well, especially if he's up in that booth. But I'm just wondering where the production is on the receiving core. Not said DeVonta Smith. So does that?
So the pass catchers are the ones that would be number 140. Now, you said you were starting to become convinced on Dontavian Wicks from what you heard from Andrew DeCecco earlier.
Yes.
How about we take you to what Saquon Barkley said to Kay Adams, and maybe this will help you out. Here's Saquon Barkley talking about Dontavian Wicks.
Came in here a little scared that you were bored of being a running back and wanted to be a corner. Why are you out there being a DB helping Dontavian Wicks out?
There's a route that I want to be really good at this year, which I will not say. I watched him run it, and I think he does at a high level. Tay is a steal. I love everything that he's about. Shout out to Howie again. I don't know how we got him for whatever round we traded for. He just brings like a different type of energy for the wide receiver group. You know, he's a violent route runner and he's violent catching the ball, but he also put his face in there and block at a high level. So I'm excited to have him as a teammate this year.
Sold.
He's a steal, Sean Brace.
Love me some Kay Adams, too. She's great at what she does. Saquon saying that about Dontavian Wicks, followed by what DeCecco said earlier. I love it. It's great. Now, you just told me to forecast the struggles, so now where my mind would go.
Right, it's the pass catchers. That's okay. You can still have concern, despite the fact that someone that's employed by that organization is telling you differently. You're allowed to disagree with Saquon Barkley.
I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Oh, well, welcome. Here's Saquon Barkley.
It's great to hear that.
Dontavian Wicks, I'll say it. I had a fantasy draft last night.
Where'd he go?
15th round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, I'll grab him.
You're either taking him or like 2 at that point.
Right,
or
I'm doing
kicker.
the August hype train. Yeah, I'll ride it.
ESPN Magazine, Fantasy Football 2026 came out about a month ago, month and a half. I understand that, but not even listed top 100 receivers. Not even listed. Mekhi Lemon is, but okay, so we're going to learn together at how good this guy is and how much of a steal he really was. And I hope he lives up to that hype.
And maybe he won't, because maybe this offense is more run-based than we're talking about in August, because we've seen this running game succeed 2 years ago. We've seen this passing game be amongst the lowest passing yards in football over the last couple of seasons. That's the kindest way I can put that one, because I don't want to woke the mob, and I also don't want to get thrown out of Club Hurts. That's kind of where I'm going to lay that line.
All facts.
It's been a low total of passing yards. That's been the fact.
We don't know who to blame it on.
If we're talking about non-Jalen Hurts blame to throw around this year, if the offense doesn't get where it is, the offensive line health thing has been a talking point all offseason. If they keep going with how much depth is on this offensive line, at some point we have to throw that out, right?
Depth is not the same as having the guys that are good being healthy, right? Depth is nice in case you have to get into an emergency situation, but I don't think anyone's telling you you're fine if a guy like Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata goes down. That's where I worry about the health.
You can worry about the health, but if the depth is so good, like it's being sold to us right now, we're not doing the extreme drop-off where it's like, okay, no one's healthy. And also, these guys playing hurt, because that's another thing. Right now, Atlanta Dickerson's the only one we've heard that's like, I don't know. Hey, Jim, I'm not sure he's totally healthy at this point. Everyone else is all right. Cam Jurgens has looked better, so we've been told. Jordan Mailata has looked better, so we've been told. We're still waiting on Lane Johnson from last night, which is it's a massive concern for me.
That's how it's going to be with Lane. It's going to be like that all season.
Terrifies me.
Yeah, it stinks.
The in and out of the lineup thing. Markel Bell, as fun as he's been for an August storyline, is he a September savior?
But
I don't know.
Nobody wants that excuse this year. That was last year. There's reality. There's truth behind that.
You're taking that off the board. If we go through reasons why the Eagles' offense struggles, that can't be secondary to the Jalen Hurts blame.
Everybody deals with injuries. I don't want to be putting a lot of weight on that excuse. The Chargers just lost another offensive lineman for the season. Remember all the players that they lost in preseason last year. So we can go down the list. And if Lane Johnson, if you don't have a backup plan for Lane Johnson, who told you A, that this is his last season, and B, has been dealing with injuries for quite some time, then shame on you. And that's why they did go out there and draft Markel Bell. And they do have some other players that they can fit in there. We'll see.
But it's not just injuries with the offensive line that I'm concerned about. I would go offensive line as well.
Okay.
But we've seen some reports recently that they've had trouble picking up the blitz, whether that's in preseason games, the joint practice with New England, the pass pro questions. Run game sounds like it's in a good spot. Let me leave you guys some quick breadcrumbs here, though. Who wants to be Hansel and who wants to be Gretel?
I'll go Hansel.
Okay.
Sure, I'm in.
Yeah, you look more like Gretel anyway, Sean. That works. So if the offensive line...
I couldn't pick out Hansel and Gretel in a lineup of two.
They're fake characters.
Okay.
It's a boy and a girl. You're the girl.
What show are we talking? Disney?
Disney. It's an old tale, fable or something.
Gretel me up. What we got?
Bottom line is this. So if the offensive line struggles, we're going to turn our attention to Chris Cooper, the new offensive line coach taking over for Jeff Stoutland. Jeff Stoutland is not here anymore because he did not agree with the way the offense was being run last year by the tandem of a guy who's now down in Miami, and all roads lead back to Nick Sirianni. So if there are issues with the offensive line in any capacity this year, the blame's going to be pointed at the head coach for running Jeff Stoutland out of town.
Which one's Gretel?
That would be the woman of the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that angle. You're right. And all roads do lead back to Nick Sirianni. What do you do here, Coach?
he's been kind of covered up a lot. We haven't heard a lot of Nick Sirianni stuff this offseason.
I totally agree with you. And and everybody knows where I stand. If you don't, new show, but I was not a Sirianni guy. He has proven me
I'm
wrong.
not doing a good enough job.
He has proved me wrong and then some. But
I'm the dumbest coach in the world.
Correct me if I'm wrong, boys. Who hired Kevin Patullo?
Nick.
Okay, then.
That's his boy. That's his buddy.
Stunted everything.
All right, well, then that's why you got a new offensive coordinator, and that's maybe why you haven't heard so much about Nick Sirianni this offseason.
Yeah. Well, until Sean Mannion's a new coach next year.
I didn't hear about him on the morning show today. And we're going to have our first edition of Drive-In Thoughts coming up next because we heard a few things on the drive-in that we have to break down. I don't know how they got there. And it's not important how they got there. It's the fact that they got there. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5. on our YouTube channel. And part of the joy of listening live is catching moments out of context because, you know, you get in your car, you pop on the radio, and you have no idea what you might hear. And that's where it brings us today to Drive-In Thoughts. We will get back to the Davis Honda text line at 610-632-0975. But driving in today, you and I both tapped in at a very similar spot. I had the guys on. Schefter came on, got a phone call, took the phone call, then didn't get back to them until after the break. And around 8:30 this morning, I'm listening to Marks and Salciunas, and no context, I hear Andrew Salciunas say this.
I would rather have sex before marriage than murder someone.
Is there any context that we can apply to that?
No.
One more time from Andrew Salciunas?
None.
I would rather have sex before marriage than murder someone.
I mean, yeah, I didn't realize that this was the type of takes we were throwing out nowadays.
Tough choice there.
What's the opposite of a hot take? Because that's not even a cold take. Like, that's glacier take. That's South Pole
It's
take.
normally something that comes out of my mouth, right? Like I'm normally the calm.
Right. I think the Knicks have a chance to win the title next year.
here
You
we
know,
go.
that's that. But even that's not even the Knicks winning the title next year. That's like,
I think LeBron James is good at basketball.
There you go.
I think pizza is a popular food. Like, what? Why do they have to just? They were talking about sins?
I have no idea. All I know is I got in the car perfect time because I know the break schedule now. So 8:30 I get in, boom. And I'm not lying to you. That was, one more time, I heard this. This was the first thing I heard.
Same.
I would rather have sex before marriage than murder someone.
Like, what in the world were they talking about that led them down that path? Crazy.
It's insanity. So he then comes to us behind the scenes and like starting to explain it, like we're talking about sins and the difference in sins, and like this one's.
Oh, it's not what he told me. He said it was based off of the Phillies struggling at the dish last night, and that's where he was.
Your hardcore sports talk right there.
Take it easy, cowherd.
Yeah. He's talking about sins and the difference between two sins and what. I was like, yeah, I got you. And then he started, well, if my wife and I love each other. And I was like, no. I would say any sex before marriage is definitely better than murdering someone,
Yeah, I would agree.
even if it's not in a loving relationship.
I just love the fact that you get in the car, throw on 97.5 The Fanatic, and you never know what you're going to get.
No.
You just don't. I say, wow, that morning show is a hell of a lot different than it was 2 weeks ago, Connor.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't remember much of that. Back when I was waking up early.
What's the debate there? There's no debate there.
So
yeah, who's he arguing with?
Do we have any background on why he did make that statement?
They were talking about sins.
Yeah.
Why were they talking about sins?
I don't know how they got to sins. They
Just blame John. Johnny's
Sure,
mind.
yeah.
Inside Johnny's mind.
I don't.
Yeah, it
Inside
must have been
Johnny's
like
mind,
some
outside
Ten
Johnny's
Commandment
mind.
thing.
Yeah.
Because they were going through because Johnny also brought up like coveting your neighbor's
Right,
wife,
and
which
then-
is one of the 10 Commandments. So I think they were on, someone probably mentioned 10 Commandments in passing, and then they got on the sidebar.
I bet you people are looking up. My wife is looking good these days. I bet you my neighbors look out and go.
Coveting your wife?
Yeah, I bet. Even especially those neighbors that don't cut their grass. Although they're cutting their grass, boys, every 2 weeks.
Love that. Good for you.
Yep.
Good for the neighborhood.
Yeah, great for the neighborhood. See what happens when you communicate?
Coveting thy neighbor's wife, I guess if you're on the other side of it, it's kind of an awesome thing. Like that person's sinning on behalf of the wife that you have.
Yeah, you
That's
keep it to
pretty
yourself.
sweet,
I don't
right?
know what's wrong with that.
Yeah. So long as nothing happens.
Hey, bro,
That-
sick. She's a smoke.
Yeah.
Like,
You're a
congrats.
sinner. And,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Now I'm
that.
going to hell?
No, you're not. You're fine. If they covet your wife, you're good.
No, I'm saying if I tell my neighbor, I'm like, yo, your wife's hot. Congratulations,
Ooh,
man.
No, I feel like that you're going to hell.
Hell?
Yeah, you're going to hell.
That's
for
a
that.
low bar for hell.
That's
That
coveting thy
is-
neighbor's wife right there.
We know where we're ending up. Like Connor, it was never up for debate.
Connor, I
I'll
think
have
you've
you know.
committed a few more sins than just
Yeah.
that one.
Just a little bit.
No
All right.
comment.
Speaking of sins, there's a pretty considerable sin that was made by an owner in the NFL this week. Schefter was on Marks and Salciunas today talking about Jed York and the news out of San Francisco. Well, not out of San Francisco, out of Ohio. But here is Schefter talking about Jed York.
He was engaging in prostitution. He obviously pled down. He apparently responded to an undercover prostitution website that turned out to be a sting operation. He drove into this mobile home park on Sunday morning, the address that he was given. And when he couldn't find the address, he turned around. The police were waiting for him on the street. They took his phone and found out that he was the one, as quote-unquote Joe, that had communicated and arranged to pay $160 to this woman. And obviously he was arrested and charged right there.
You can hear John in the background laugh
Cracking
a little
up,
bit,
yeah.
and he's really trying to save himself there.
So I did not follow up on this story. Just give me the cliff notes on this. Did he exchange money? He sent a Venmo already?
I guess 160? That's now $20 more than what was reported.
So that's why they got him. Because I'm
Yeah.
going to say you can drive wherever you want, and you got to
Well,
prove.
if you do the whole, hey, we're meeting up here, and he's expecting a prostitute, he's already soliciting the prostitute, right?
Yeah, soliciting is still a crime.
Huh, okay.
The money doesn't have to
I
necessarily
can't
be
say I'm
exchanged.
too much of an
Boys.
expert. I'm not well versed in this.
I can tell you about fantasy football. That might be a bridge too far.
Yeah.
No clue. But, yeah, that's...
Football guy living some fantasy.
He is absolutely in some hot water right now because that is not good. And hearing Shefty answer that, not a little... I didn't hear Shefty squirming.
No.
It was a prepared statement.
Yeah, Shefty had the story. He had the story down, and it was one of those, like, yeah, it's going on in the NFL. I have to do this hit, but I'm going to talk about it, and that's it. That's all you got from me. That's fine. It's fine. It's the way he does, but woo, man.
Morning show out of morning, huh?
Yeah.
John chuckling was the best part.
Yeah, John sitting there like, Schefter's probably rolling his eyes as he's hearing those struggles in the back. Like, come on, man. If you told me at the beginning of the week we'd have Schefter talking prostitution on Wednesday, I would have had a lot of questions for you.
My guess is Jed York, he will not be heading to the 49ers Wall of Fame anytime soon.
No. Something tells me he's not. Something tells me. I also heard suspension today. I never understand the suspending the owner thing.
Oh, yeah. It's to prove a point. Yeah.
Oh, no, he can't be in the owner's box. That's going to be a real brutal time in his mansion somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Guess it's a yacht weekend, boys. Like,
Yeah.
All right.
Well, might try and get out of American waters. All right, coming up. We're last night with the open practice. Outside of the takeaways from open practice, we'll get into your text messages on it, 610-632-0975. One of my favorite topics came up. They had the governor there, Josh Shapiro, and he was asked about the stadium future for the Philadelphia Eagles. Have we all accepted that the stadium complex, the stadium district, whatever we want to call it, is forever? Or is there any chance that the Eagles are going to end up outside of that parking lot? I'm curious to get your guys' reaction on that. I think we all believe it'll be a dome, but we can also dive into that a little bit. And then the 76ers. What's his name, Sean Brace?
His name is LeBron James.
We got early power rankings. We also have people waiting a long time to get themselves some LeBron James merch. We'll get into all that at the 1 o'clock hour. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace Dunne, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies drop a second straight in Seattle. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies lost 4-1 last night. The offense struggled again out there on the West Coast. George Kirby, the one who shut them down last night. Aaron Nola, he did his part on the mound. He went 6 innings, allowed 2, struck out 7. His strong stretch here that he's been on recently continued, but the bats in the bullpen were not at their best. And Trey Turner has been having the most issues at the plate this month. He's hitless in 4 of his last 5 games. Don Mattingly talked about his troubles after the game.
Yeah, just obviously a guy that's struggling right now. We're just running into good pitching, but obviously I think just for me in general, Trey just out there too far, not getting any good counts at all.
Well, the Phils haven't been doing that as a team since that series started in Seattle. Game 3 is today as they look to salvage one game out there. 4:10 p.m. the time for first pitch. Phils look to avoid the sweep. Jesus Luzardo faces Brian Wu in the pitching matchup. The Eagles had their open practice last night at the Link. They had their full complement of wide receivers available. So Vic Fangio will meet with the media today at 2:40 and tell us how the defense did. I'm sure he will pull no punches. The Union will pull none as they face Red Bull New York on Saturday. This update is brought to you by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
app.
1 o'clock hour of Brace and Dunn's brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com. Call 610-831-HAIR. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. Sean, you ever have something so good to eat that you're still thinking about the next day, where you're just sitting there like, I just want a little bit more of that?
Been a minute, but yeah.
Yeah. Cheesesteak I had last night at Fishtown. LaGuardia, I think is the name of the. I keep like it. To me, it sounds like LaGuardia as I'm saying it.
Yeah, I know the
LaGuardia?
place you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce it. Solid, though.
Ligura. That's the word. I'm also struggling with pronouncing it. I'm dying. I left a little bit of the cheesesteak left for me, today.
Really?
I'm just waiting to get home. Probably doesn't help that I haven't eaten.
They don't keep, though.
Yeah,
Cheesesteaks don't keep well.
Yeah, that's why it's just a little.
I gotta
to
call a timeout on that one. I need a 20.
Yeah, I haven't really been eating those, so my appetite right now is very little. And they loaded that cheesesteak.
Okay.
That thing was fantastic.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I haven't used the microwave with certain items, but majority of the time I'm either finishing that. I'm finishing it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I should have finished it.
I'm a fat
100%. No, I haven't been eating. Like my eating schedule has been particularly bad. Even for me, it's been bad. So I've not been eating a ton. So like my appetite's not a ton. So I start eating it. It's like I can't really get the full finishing moment there with the cheesesteak last night. But it was good. It was fantastic, and I'm like craving it right now. I'm also craving a cup of coffee, and nobody's brewed coffee all day today down the hall.
Yeah, if only you could brew coffee yourself.
You don't have time in these breaks.
What do you mean? We have like a 7-minute break at the top of the hour.
Yeah,
Or not top.
and
but
I
like
haven't
21.
thought to go down there.
Well,
in those
then it's on
breaks.
you. You not thinking about it doesn't mean someone should do that for you. You sound like Sean should be in my head now.
Yeah. Get in his head. Mix in a Red Bull every once in a while, right?
No, sorry, pass. Not an energy drink guy. You could be the energy drink guy of the show. If anyone wants energy, yeah, you go right ahead.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's definitely something that we need to exercise as far as an avenue of advertisement.
Yeah, you could be the energy drink guy around here. I'm a coffee guy through and through. I start pretty much every day with one of those La Colombe cans. That's my energy drink. My caffeine comes from coffee almost exclusively. But yeah, I had such a good cheesesteak yesterday. I've just been thinking about it.
That's great to hear.
Dying to get home.
I'm glad we are supporting the local businesses. As I was telling you a little bit about Mark Vetri and his shout out. Philly Voice had a write up on that. I thought it was in my algorithm, but I guess everybody else's as well. We got some great restaurants, great cheesesteak places, unbelievable spots to eat all around this area.
And that spot in Fishtown, I don't think will be anywhere near a new Eagles Stadium. I can't imagine a world in which that would be real convenient for you, though.
Fishtown Birds, I'm in.
Yeah.
Cooper Sharp. Everybody loves Cooper Sharp. Oh, you're talking about
you're going back to the cheesesteak. I was segueing to talking about what we're talking about. Yeah.
You're talking location. I thought we were talking actually like a cheesesteak as good as the Philadelphia Eagles.
No. I was Cooper Sharp. I was like, is they open up a Cooper Sharp place that's just called Cooper Sharp?
That's DeJean's new nickname.
Cooper's Corner.
Cooper is sharp, and he's going to look sharp at the new stadium. The new stadium, beware. Sean Brace, there's going to be one. That feels like an inevitability. You think they're just doming the current one? You think they're just improving Lincoln Financial Field?
King of Prussia, boys.
King of Prussia. No, I can't wait. I need independent baseball in King of Prussia. If they're putting that stadium out there at King of Prussia, I need independent baseball. I would be all in on that. Give me an Atlantic League team. Give me a Frontier League team. Give me whatever former Philly that's still trying to stick around and play baseball to come out and play baseball out in KOP.
By the time a new stadium is built, I would assume that banana ball will be all over this country, and there will be a league with multiple teams. And you know what? Crazier stuff has happened. People love that banana ball, man.
Way to ruin the King of Prussia Stadium for me.
Sorry.
Yeah, that
You're not
really
a Savannah
took the
banana
out.
guy.
Not really. I mean, it's fine. Like, if you enjoy it, go there. I'm not going to tell you not to enjoy it. It's just, I'm not spending money to go to Banana Ball, to be honest with you. It's just, I like baseball. I'm not trying to be a full purist on it, but I'm also not trying to do the backflips and the dancing and the guy caught a foul ball and now it's an out.
It is a monster. They just had this dude leave Broadway.
Oh, I know.
Did you see that story?
The Bananas began in the Summer Collegiate League in which the team I worked for used to be a part of.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm
Could have been
very
you, man.
aware. No, it could not have been
You
me.
were a yellow top hat away from
no,
being a
I
billionaire.
wasn't. That credit to that guy because he mortgaged pretty much his entire life to make Banana Ball work.
He's unbelievable.
He's done it. I think Jesse Cole is his name.
Correct.
He's done a tremendous job with it. I'm not trying to just kick the guy and fight him.
If he's in my algorithm, I stop and listen what he says.
Really.
I'm not a Banana Ball fan, but like that guy's wisdom, I'm listening.
$1 million or lunch with Jesse Cole?
$1 million.
Yeah, okay.
Smart move. But if
Yeah.
it was Jay-Z.
Yeah, listen. Also, the $1 million.
I'm good.
So, to the point that I was trying to get to before we went to the King of Prussia Stadium, before we went to Banana Ball, back to the Eagles Stadium. Josh Shapiro last night is at the open practice and assures reporters, hey, that stadium's going to be in Philadelphia. My question is, where in Philadelphia? Have we accepted that, like, the stadium complex is forever? Is there any thought to a different location for the Eagles to end up playing? Or is this just they're going to be across the parking lot? They'll be where the Wells Fargo Center is right now. Where Xfinity Mobile Arena is right now. And they'll build the new arena for the Flyers and the Sixers across the street. And that's just what the stadium district's going to be.
I don't think they'll go further than the Navy Yard. But I don't know that they're restricted to just that parking lot.
It's going to be in that area. It's going to be down the road, Jetro lot, like right there.
Right there.
But we could tear something down, build it up. Yeah. It's all going to be right there, though. I don't expect it to be. Why would you? And I think we've had a lot of arguments over the last few years, of course, with the Sixers leading the charge with their new arena. And the one thing that I've come to realize is that, you want all these parks in the same spot. It's something that doesn't happen in a lot of cities.
Doesn't happen really anywhere else.
Correct. And
All of them.
and you're right. Honestly, you're right. And I think it's pretty cool that everything is in that one area. It's the stadium district. I think they could do a lot more around it. We were talking about Citi Field the other day, how there is a junkyard after junkyard around that area. They're going to be doing different things up there with a new casino, hopefully, and all that. But, I think you keep everything in that corridor, and it's smart. It'd be a smart move.
So everything's down there.
It's wild that they haven't built up that area more by now.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we're in the year 2026, and they have been down there for how many years? And not just even going back to the vet, and there's not more down there.
The Naval Yard was supposed to, I believe, be a launching spot. Now, there is a lot of things down there, businesses, whatever.
Yeah.
But nothing.
What's the bar down there? The restaurant right there. We used to do softball. We played Heyday softball down there, and there's the restaurant that's like right there when you drive down. Whatever it is good. I enjoyed it every time we went there after softball. It's a really
Skinny
good spot.
Joey's?
Still haven't been.
We need to make our way down
We
there.
need to make a trip down to it.
I think the Naval Yard was one thing that was supposed to be launching off, like I said, but nothing really a slam dunk over there. Kind of a far walk. I'm not complaining too much. You're going to have to walk a little bit, especially if they build it down the street, Jetro, whatever. But, I think you'd be foolish. And I think Jeffrey Lurie and whoever's in charge of that would probably want to keep everything in that same location.
It seems like it. I mean, it makes, for me, being a city guy, being able to get off the Broad Street line, it works for me. I'm good. Buddy listening from the softball team, shout out Canner. Gatehouse.
I've never even heard of it.
Gatehouse.
Oh, yeah. We used to do events there in the early days, I believe, of Philly sports trips.
Really?
They used to have like a tailgate there, I think.
American restaurant in Philly.
Gatehouse, no, it's good. If they want to do events again, hey, 610-632-0975. I go down there.
The menu looks good.
Pre-game?
That's in the Naval Yard. That looks really sharp.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Well, why didn't that? I don't know if it hit. It's still around, so obviously they're still.
Oh, it hits.
Okay.
We'll go there. We'll get a cheesesteak. We'll take the walk. We'll walk the cheesesteak off. Then we'll go to Gatehouse.
Yeah, I don't think that walk is too much in the grand scheme of things. You know this better than most, right? Because you travel and you call games, and you do a lot of walking from location to stadium.
So I don't think the Eagles should move out of South Philadelphia at all. I think they're in a perfect spot because the tailgate seat and the parking lot, all that for them works. Like, they are in the spot for the Eagles to be. I was intrigued by the Sixers thing because I go to other cities where they've got the downtown arena, and it's a lot different a winter night where you're going to a Sixers game versus a Sunday afternoon where you're going to an Eagles game in the fall. And I think the game day experience for me in other cities, like I was down in Phoenix, did a Suns game. That was pretty cool. Houston, And New Orleans, there wasn't really like the Pelicans. There's not a ton around it. Plus, right across the street is the Superdome, so you're not like it's kind of similar. But there's also not a ton going on right there in New Orleans, so I'm not really jonesing to compare them to the Pelicans. Houston, I kind of forget what my experience was like. I just remember the drinks were strong at the Rockets game, so I don't really have a good call for you on Houston. But I liked Phoenix when we were popping around Phoenix for the Suns game, which is why the Sixers was interesting. But I can't really envision the Eagles being anywhere else. And the question of it being dome or not a dome, I feel like is done. The debate can be there for someone, but they're going to build a dome.
Correct.
You could stand in front and try and stop them. They're not. It's going to be a dome, and I think it should be in South Philadelphia. In the Stadium District. I don't even want to go down to the Navy Yard. We'd go down to Gatehouse for a couple before the game, but
it'll be a retractable roof. That's what it's going to be. It's a retractable roof, which I think everybody should understand why, A, and B, be okay with it. I understand, like, there's going to be Johnny football on Sunday. No, you got to have the snow and all that. Like, I get it, but...
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
We were there for Eagles-Rams. We did pregame from Stateside Live, the building formerly known as Xfinity Live, when we were down there for it. It wasn't... I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. And we don't know if the Eagles win that game if there isn't snow. Listen, the guy slips on a route. Jalen Carter gets home. Yeah, we might have a ring to thank for that one.
Well, I think there's two ways to play that, right? You know, I think you could, if your offense is fast and you want to dry turf, you know, so you can close the roof or you can keep it open. I don't know how the rules apply to that when you have to make that decision. 90 minutes before,
is it
90?
Yeah, but no one's going to open. No one ever has opened the roof for inclement weather.
No, yeah, you would keep it closed. And, you know, that comes into the business side of things, and that's at the forefront of this discussion for me is that, yes, you can now be in the conversation to hosting the Final Four, the Super Bowl, you know, the granddaddy of them all, not the Rose Bowl, but you understand. And if you have that,
quite the story if the Rose Bowl was played in Philadelphia.
And 2034, I don't know when we get a new stadium.
Probably somewhere around that timeline.
I have no idea what's going to be the future of the Rose Bowl. Who knows?
Does college football exist? 610.
There you go.
Good. Speaking of 610-632-0975, before we switch gears to the Sixers, let's get to the Davis Honda text line, and I'll let you go with the entire cornucopia text here, all right? You could give me whatever's inside here, whether it's the Eagles, whether it's the Phillies, whatever you think's best over there, Connor Thomas.
All right, Chris from Springfield checks in and says, do you think Hurts is taking risks during practice or preseason, similar to a pitcher working on mechanics and new pitches in spring training? Hurts is notoriously safe with the football, often doesn't take the risk to throw a pick. I saw a play at the open practice last night that schemed Lemon wide open for a touchdown. I have faith they will be an effective and efficient offense.
If there's anything you take out of last night that's positive is Mannion. A lot of people raving over scheme, raving over open guys, raving over the fact that the offense looked exciting in terms of design.
Yep.
I'm sure he's taking more risks in preseason and practice because they want him to take those risks. Maybe I am putting too much stock in the first 4 games of the 2024 season when it seemed like that was the last time they actually wanted to change, when they wanted to evolve the offense. They turned the football over in those games, and then all of a sudden they were a running team, and it worked for them. They won a Super Bowl that way. I just don't know if you have the once-in-a-generation offensive line health and Saquon Barkley 2,000-yard season to say that you can abandon this at some point if you feel like you're being too risky with the football and you're turning the ball over too much. That's the one thing I keep coming back to.
Yeah, I know we're getting a little over the top with the Mannion appreciation these days. And
I'm a Mannion guy. It's my bio.
We're starving for Eagles football. Some of us are ready to put them in the back burner of all 4 majors here, maybe 5 for some. But me, I am ready to go for some Eagles football. But I noticed this when in that New England Patriot game, the opening play from scrimmage, you had a receiver go on a motion and then cut up to the C gap, and everybody was ranting and raving. That's what McVay does with Puka. Look at that. That's what I'm talking. It's like, all right, that's a little wrinkle. That should have been run last year, but because we had this dum-dum of an offensive coordinator that was hired by Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo, those things didn't exist, and it's so frustrating. But these are the things we were discussing last year, but we're getting a little over the top. A little over the top right now with the Mannion praise.
I'm a Mannion guy. It's in my bio.
I'm a Mannion believer.
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, come on.
Seems like you're ready to blame him.
No.
Also, 2 things from what you just said.
Yeah.
The back burner Eagles thing. So help someone if they're more excited to watch LeBron James on the Sixers than they are September football.
His name is LeBron
What have I seen throughout my entire life? The Eagles play football. What could I have never imagined in my life? LeBron James being a Sixer.
Ain't that the truth?
Like, you got to give those people, they're not putting them 5th of 5. They're not saying, you know what, bring on, and I'm sorry to bring up a team here that I know you're in pain that they're not here anymore, but they're not saying, bring the Wings back and let me go into a Wings game before I watch the Hurts.
That's what I was hearing on the phone line.
That's what you were hearing? Yeah.
Yeah, give me the soul. Not ready for Eagles. I want real football.
Yeah, bring me the River Sharks back. Give me the Camden River Sharks back.
Don't, the sore spot.
All of a sudden, nobody wants to do an Eagles chant anymore. It's like, what's going on?
Nobody loves the Eagles anymore the day after 45,000 people show up to a practice.
A prisoner of the moment. All of you. I understand. Everybody's itching. Eagles football will control all. Every day that we're going to be punching up the phones, yep, it's going to start with an Eagles conversation.
I know this, and I am excited for it. Just so, there's some people out there that are ready for the Sixers season to start.
So am I. That's my one. I love the Philadelphia 76ers, and you nailed it. It's like I can't. As we walked in, and Andrew has the jersey of LeBron James. It's like still isn't real to me, but it will be soon.
Oh, it will be.
Media Day coming right around the corner.
It's real and it's spectacular, Sean Brace. It's so real that we're getting power rankings already. Connor Thomas is fired up for Sixers season. Sent this one over from The Athletic. I saw 4th. If you had to guess the top 3. I think this is a very easy exercise. The top 3 teams in the NBA, according to The Athletic.
Knicks have to be in front of the Sixers.
Yep.
Okay. Oklahoma City have to be in front of the Sixers. Victor Wembanyama in the San Antonio Spurs.
Like I said, very easy exercise there. The 76ers coming 4th. I'm not going to fight it.
Tell me 5, 6, 7. Do you have that in front of you?
I can pull it up right now.
Okay, sorry. Never ask a question you don't know the answer to on
That's
air.
all right.
That's all right.
That's okay.
If I had to guess. So I would say that the Boston Celtics have to be in that conversation. I would say that they're probably 5 on that list, Ray Dunne. That would be the one.
They are not.
Oh.
5 on the list is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Interesting.
Stop.
James Harden, big new contract.
They got
he wins
to the
all
Eastern
the time.
Conference Finals.
That's hysterical. All right, 6. 6, Jim?
The Pistons.
What? Okay.
Not all of us are biggest
7?
Celtics fans as you,
Yeah,
apparently.
not.
Paul George's Boston
There it
Celtics
is.
are 7.
Hey, let me give you a little of that. Hey, we had the exercise yesterday that the odds makers have the Boston Celtics winning more games in the regular season than the 76ers. So that's interesting to me that the Athletic is going rogue and dropping them way down the list.
You know what's weird, though?
7.
So ESPN also, we're in that period where people are starting to look at basketball. The power rankings are coming out, and the experts are putting their predictions out. It's that time of the year for hoops as well. And they had the Sixers as one of the top 2 teams with the Knicks to win the East in an ESPN write-up. But then they did the finals predictions via the experts. And the heavy voting favorites were 2 Western Conference teams. It was the Thunder and the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Knicks were a distant 3rd, and the Sixers were right behind the Knicks in 4th.
Yeah, I am a prisoner to the odds makers. I will often look at what they have, and just for an example, 61.5 for OKC, 60.5 for San Antonio. And to your point, Connor, the Knicks have 52.5. They're 3rd on the list. So that tells you, that's where a lot of people are right now. There's a significant drop-off from the West to the East from those 2 teams.
Yeah, I was going to say for the top 2 teams.
Correct. Yeah.
From 1 to, honestly, just 1 to 15, it's the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of confused. I guess they're saying tougher path makes it.
Those 2 are basically in a collision course for the Western Conference Finals. If those 2 aren't playing for the right to go to the finals next year, something's gone horribly wrong for both of them.
Minnesota?
I like Minnesota. So
don't sleep on Denver.
LaMelo's got a driver now?
Joker.
LaMelo's got a driver. They still have Anthony Edwards. So I have a hoops group chat where it's like a bunch of us that just talk NBA. It's like a thing. We did this thing 2 weeks ago. We called it our conclave.
More group chats or more fantasy football leagues?
More group chats for sure. I have a lot of specific niche group chats. I'm not just sending something to a general group chat and let everyone, ravage over it. It's a very focused couple of groups. We've got
is it behind a paywall?
We've got a hot stove group. We've got a hoops group chat. We want to be able to clear out the conversations, be able to find what we're looking for here. So the hoops group chat, we had a whole gathering where we decided on what team that wasn't the 76ers that we wanted to throw a little support behind this year. Of like, this is a team we're excited about. It's not like you want to pick a team that's a little up and coming or, that you feel like we could get behind and support. And the Timberwolves don't fit the up and coming thing, but it was, you know what? Let's just enjoy Timberwolves basketball this year. So last year, I wasn't a part of the voting process last year. Somehow it was the Hawks. I got into the group chat late. This year, it's the Timberwolves. And I'm excited for the Timberwolves this year. But that's also to say that I'll have a lot of Timberwolves takes this year because I'll be watching a lot of Timberwolves basketball.
No, see this. I hate this exercise that you did. It's like going to Fogo de Chão and filling up on the sides.
Fogo de what?
Fogo de Chão.
Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão.
When
Chão.
we did the reads back in the day, they used to tell us to say Sean, and now it's
I'm right
Chão,
here.
And
I'm right here. Why are you looking away when you say Sean? Fogo de Chão, I believe, is what we used to say, but if you want to put a little stank on it, go right ahead, Connor.
I don't speak Portuguese. I'm not sure. Bottom line is, this is like you going to the all-you-can-eat steak.
Where at? Where are we going? Where are we going?
To eat. I don't think it's like that at all.
You have LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, and Tyrese Maxey. You're picking another team to share some support with?
Yeah.
Like, why do you need more?
It's because it's hoops. Why watch someone else?
I don't care about hoops. I care about Sixers hoops.
Connor,
I care about LeBron hoops.
I'm going to be in a random hotel in the middle of America getting ready for a game, and I want to put a game on the television. I at least have something that's not the Sixers.
They have 34 national games. Is that not enough for you?
Yeah, no, it's not enough. It's hoops.
I think you are absolutely alone on this one, Connor. I am right there with Ray. I love me some hoops, and give me that 10 o'clock game, 11 o'clock game, NBC Peacock, whatever it is. Give me the Portland Trailblazers against the Golden State Warriors in the midnight hour. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. I love the NBA.
Nah, dude, when I get done watching LeBron play for the Sixers, the rest of my night will be watching LeBron highlights of playing for the Sixers. And then I will wake up in the morning and hear people talk about LeBron playing for the Sixers.
You don't love ball. It's all right.
I do love ball,
I get
but
it.
I've got golden basketball here in this city. Why would I watch silver basketball or bronze basketball?
Well, I honestly, OKC and San Antonio are really fun watches. San Antonio, a little bit more than anything, because I put a stake in them in February of last year, and I thought that they were going to get the job done. And I watched a ton of San Antonio in that second half.
That was basically your version of what we're doing.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, coming up. Pat Bev. Bullish on this Sixers team. Every time I feel like I log on to the old Bird app, I got Pat Bev video of him praising the Sixers.
He's making a return.
Is he? We sure? Or is he just posting and it just keeps ending up on my timeline? He was bullish his praise of the 76ers. We'll play that for you. And I have a question for you at 610-632-0975. What is the longest you've waited in line for something? Because the line was long yesterday to get yourself some Sixers merchandise, and rightfully so. It's LeBron James. It's Jaylen Brown. The longest you've waited in line for something at 610-632-0975. We'll get some of our best answers coming up next. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace and Dunne, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Nola, not enough. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies got a great start from Aaron Nola last night. It was not enough to stop their losing streak from going to 2. It was a 4-1 final against the Mariners out in Seattle. George Kirby, the better of the two arms, but Aaron did go out and throw 6 innings of 2-run ball. He struck out 7. The bats and the bullpen more the issue for the Phillies last night. They've got to find a way to stop the skid here as they're in danger of being swept in Seattle. Game 3 is today at 4:10, and the Phils will go to Jesus Luzardo on the mound. Brian Wu, the pitcher for Seattle, in the final game of that series. The Eagles had their open practice last night at the Link, had their full complement of wide receivers available, which is not something we've seen often in training camp. Nick Sirianni talked about Mekhi Lemon and having him back available.
He's worked hard figuring out what process works best for Mekhi. Yeah, there's always opportunities to get better. Obviously, the best way to get better at football is to practice football. So that's why we're excited that he's out there.
Vic Fangio will meet with the media today at 2:40. The Union face Red Bull New York on Saturday as their regular season action continues. This update is brought to you by Aleve. Whatever the forecast, aches and pains can cloud up the perfect day with just one pill. Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief, so you're ready for sunny skies ahead. Use as directed. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
76ers, fourth in the Athletics power rankings in August. We talk about August football not meaning much. August power rankings in the NBA somehow mean even less. But fourth, the question I was going to go off that was, is it over love? Have we hit the point where there's too much love their way? I feel like anyone behind those top three, you could talk me into at 4. The Sixers having LeBron James and Jaylen Brown, and them being my team, would probably put them at 4 if I was putting together a list. I don't know if there's anyone else in the NBA outside of the reigning champ of those two teams in the West that I would be really fighting for to be ahead of the 76ers.
No. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. Understand the hype. You know, I did hear on the morning show on my drive in, they took a call and a guy was saying it's got to be championship or bust. Yeah, LeBron told you
LeBron's
that.
here.
Yeah. He doesn't.
LeBron doesn't show up here for, get out of the second round or bust.
Correct.
Yeah, and Eastern Conference Finals, I don't care about the history anymore. This is not your 25-year Philadelphia 76ers drought. This is a brand-new basketball team.
Bank the show sheet on success season. We'll do it at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, as we sit here right now, things are going to change as the season rolls on, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is championship or bust. Yeah, that's what it's. This is what it is.
LeBron's legacy isn't here on the line for them to win 2 playoff series.
You added Jaylen Brown, all the pieces, great bench, really good bench. I can't say great. I got to see how it operates, but good bench.
The one thing, that story from The Athletic that Connor sent me about the power rankings really did a good job of underlining is just how much better the bench is. They were going, well, you went from this player to that player. I think they went Watford to Wade, and I was like, wow. That's incredible. You went from Quentin Grimes to Anthony Simons. I'm like, wow, it feels lovely. They just start going down the different improvements you've made. I'm still very, very skeptical of the backup big, but you could have taken any year since Joel Embiid has been a 76er, and I could have dropped that line and it would have fit. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, I need people to understand. There was a point in this offseason, since they got swept by the Knicks, that we had our biggest argument with this team was, should they keep Quentin Grimes or Kelly Oubre?
Right.
One or the other.
Things have changed.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
So have expectations.
Expectations for the 76ers, according to one Pat Bev, because he's just loving on this team. Take a listen to what he had to say about the 76ers.
I don't see nobody talking about it, so I got to talk about it. But I just watched that video of Tyrese Maxey, LeBron James, and Jaylen Brown working out, and Chris Johnson. Man, it's trouble, man. Belt, Philadelphia belt. They look so. I'm watching the video, bro, they look nice. They look so nice. Pocket pass to the 3-on-3, one action over here, one action over here. ISO. Everybody bodies looks great. Bron still dunk. Hey, man. If we get a little bit of this version with Philly, man, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. How many NBA players are watching off-season videos like we are? Pat Bev has tried to do the media thing, so he's not. I don't count him in that world. But how many NBA players have had the oh bleep moment this summer where they see the Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, LeBron video, and they're like, we got to deal with that this year?
You would like to believe that. I look at it the other way. You would like to believe that a guy like SGA or Wemby's a different cat, but you would like to think that, oh man, I want that. It doesn't strike fear.
But they're paying attention.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wemby's with the Monks again, probably, or something.
They're all across the way. They're all working out some way, somehow. France. I saw Luka's got his people over there in Slovenia, all that. The thing, the Miami Heat, put fear in me as an opponent. It would have. Oh man, that's tough.
They're 14th on the power rankings. Miami.
I'm talking about when you got LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Sorry,
that
get
would fear me.
Get my head right. Come on, you're supposed to read my mind. So yeah, that team put fear in me. The Sixers team doesn't. It just doesn't. There's too many things that got to go right. You're putting this team together. You got a really great cast. But if I'm one of these players like Jalen Brunson or, as I said, those other greats, I'm looking around at the Sixers, licking my chops, getting an opportunity to go at those guys. The Sixers haven't earned the right for anybody to fear them right now.
Target's on their back, though.
No doubt about that. Yeah, the bullseye is huge, and I told you my concern. Everybody's downplaying the New York Knicks. You're giving that championship team a chip on their shoulder, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want to doubt a champion. They are the real deal. That's a great team. I'm not afraid to say it, but I think the Sixers will be better if they're able to hit their stride. I do.
I mean,
not a hot take. I'm not a hot taker. What do you want?
I'm not asking you to be a hot taker.
The Sixers are going to dominate the Knicks.
I'm getting crushed right now. Well, not crushed, but I'm in a Twitter back and forth with Salciunas because Dawood let him know that we were talking about what he said, and he's upset that we played no context. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't win.
Welcome to radio.
Mornings are upset with me. Afternoons are upset with me. Connor's upset with me. Brace, you're all I got in this life.
I'm not upset at you at all, Ray.
What am I mad at you about?
I don't know. It just felt like the last segment.
Hey,
you were mad at
Ray.
me. I don't know. I'm hungry.
Andrew's too much of a veteran to know how it works. Like, yeah, we're going to play plenty of things out of context.
To Salciunas, he was the one that went and got the LeBron merchandise yesterday.
Yes,
he was
he did.
amongst the lines down there at the arena. What is the longest you've waited online for something?
In line. you mean.
In line. Yeah, we're not online people. This ain't New York.
Right.
I would. My patience aren't there anymore. There's not many things that I would wait in line. So if you told me Angelo's is a great,
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a really good answer.
I'm not waiting in that line.
Family Feud. Oh, really?
Hell no. Hell no. I'm not waiting in that line. 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes is as far as I'll go.
See, I look at it like a reservation. Or not like a reservation. Like me showing up to a restaurant waiting for a table. I look at it as the same thing. I've waited 20 minutes for a restaurant. I'll wait 20 minutes for Angela.
Yeah, you know what you can do? You can go to the bar and get yourself a drink while you're waiting for that table.
You and I both probably do the exact same pilgrimage where it's waiting for a table at Murph's and going over and getting a drink
That's
at
a
the garage.
classic Connor date. It's just like, hey, let's do this. Oh, the table's not ready. Let's go to garage, grab one, then we'll go back.
Let me tell you right now, one of the things I miss in life more than ever, now that I am a married man approaching year 10, 2 kids, there was nothing better. And my wife was right there with me, eating at the bar. Eating at the bar.
Oh,
I
great.
miss it. I wish I could do it. And it hasn't happened in a long time because that is how you skip everything. I'll just, there's 2 seats at the bar. Boom, we're right there. Nothing
Dude,
better.
This guy's still bringing a friend to the bar.
I'm talking my wife. Before she was my wife or when she was my wife, before the kids.
Before the kids.
Yeah.
Before the kids. Yeah.
Even then, though, before the kids. There you go.
Before the kids.
Life before the kids.
Life before the kids.
BK.
BK.
BTK. Before the
kids. Yeah. Life BTK for me is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
Yeah, life is pretty good.
What are you guys doing this weekend?
Probably short.
Something fun.
Tell you what, I'm not taking care of kids.
Dude, I'm going to Zach Brown on Saturday night.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Let's
Is
go.
he
All
still
right.
with the Eagles, or did they cut him?
For you, though, the longest you think you've waited in line?
Like ever?
Ever. For anything.
Like I'm sure I've done like an amusement park ride for an hour.
Yeah, it feels like
That's
Disney.
mine. Yeah.
Disney might be the only thing I have for this.
Yeah.
Like we did the as in like everyone adults in the family, even though my sister I guess probably wasn't even like she was still in high school. My brother's still in high school, but I was at college. We did the Disney trip as a family like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like hey, these are like we could actually not have a screaming, crying kid.
Yeah.
The Star Wars stuff was new. I waited in line for the new Star Wars ride. That was like the longest I would think I've stayed in line. Yeah. I told you, I'm a nerd in that way. I can't tell you, though, there's much in this life I'd wait in line for. Like, I saw all those people yesterday. I commend you. Tip of the cap for you to go down there and get that LeBron James merchandise. I just think at this point I've become line averse.
How long was the line down there?
It looked like it wrapped around the arena. Salciunas said they were moving.
Yeah, sure.
But I saw the video from NBC Sports Philly, and they're doing one of those, like, quick pans, and it's everybody down the line. Like, what's the longest you think you've waited in line for something?
Yeah, it's amusement park. Like, if there's a line in life, I will not do it. I will never be hungry enough to wait in a line for food, never be thirsty enough to wait in a line for a drink. I don't wait in line to get into bars. I just go to a bar without a line.
Story time with Sean. 2000, Limp Bizkit, free show. I stayed overnight on the concrete steps for a free show for Limp Bizkit.
All right, that's a long time to wait.
Yeah, that was it.
Did you bring like a tent?
No, just pulled up, had your place in line, stood there, waited for a wristband. You didn't even have to stay overnight. I was just a complete moron back in those days. I mean,
Did you stand the whole time?
No. You
so you brought a chair?
No, I just sat on the ground and moved around, made some friends.
Okay.
It was a great show.
That sounds like my nightmare. Not
Man,
the Limp Bizkit. I'm sure Limp Bizkit was great.
it's
My knees
awesome.
get tired in like 5
tell you
minutes.
what.
I'm not a stander.
They are having themselves a resurgence. Bigger than ever.
Don't look at me that way, Ray. Now I know I said something.
No, you just said your knees get tired. I was reacting to you getting tired standing up. I don't know what you were talking about.
I got bad knees, Ray.
Coming up, wonder why. YouTube chat recap. And today's the anniversary of news that broke on this program. When we were doing makeshift middays last year, there was news that broke on this program that made a lot of people upset. We can relive it coming up next. He's Sean Brace. I'm Ray Dunne. This is Brace Dunne, 97.5. Try not to cry.
What happened?
Don't be upset that it's over. Just be happy that it happened. You know what I'm talking about, Connor Thomas?
I don't.
Yeah, no clue.
I just saw this come across my timeline from Front Office Sports. Michael Jordan is not expected to return to NBC Sports NBA coverage. How will we live without the 1 hour-long recorded conversation between Mike Tirico and Michael Jordan next year? The NBA was never the same after Jordan walked away. I can't believe we're not going to be able to get such insights as I knocked down a free throw in front of kids. I love the game. Wow, basketball is fun.
That was really a poor job across the board for everybody involved, even MJ. The way it was being sold, the way they discussed it on the way in, and then to give us only that. It's lying to your audience. It's what it is. It's lying to your audience, and there's no need for it. If you came out and were honest and said, hey, Michael Jordan's sitting down with Mike Tirico, okay, great. But to say he joined NBC, it was foolish. It was a bad job by them.
Yeah, that's LeBron's spot anyway.
Meaning what?
Yeah, they're saving it for him when he retires with two-time champion of the Sixers.
If you think LeBron James is going to do media after he is done.
His own media.
Yeah, we were just clicking through. I was just clicking through his Instagram page. He sponsors everything, or he owns everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not hashtag ad, hashtag equity.
But I have no idea about this. I know F1. Have you ever heard of E1?
Is there an A? Well, there is an A1. Is there a B1?
Steak sauce.
A1. Do you guys use
B1,
steak sauce?
D1?
I'm not a steak sauce guy. My wife does. She likes steak sauce.
A1's pretty good, though.
Yeah, like I'm not anti-steak sauce, but like if you are,
I got good cooks in my life.
Seasoning, man.
Yeah.
You need seasoning. That's all. All right, so LeBron put a tweet out or an Instagram post out 3 days ago. He says, "I'm going to Luanda to cheer my team on over at the E1 series. The E1 series is it's just motorboats, and it's like high-power motorboats. I don't know, never heard of it, never seen it, but apparently LeBron is an.
I'm shocked you haven't heard of it. I've always known you to be a big motorboat guy. I thought you were a boatsman.
I am.
He was making the noise the motor makes. They built for speed or comfort?
I am. I haven't been on. I need some of that salt life, Ray. I need that in my life. Summertime is winding down. I'm going to Zach Brown at the Man. You know where I'd like to be? On the Dunne's boat.
That's
where
not
I
true.
want to be.
You would like to be at the Zach Brown concert. You gave up a fantasy football league to be at that Zach Brown band concert.
That's true. Very true. Very true.
All right. Before we get to the YouTube chat recap, today is the anniversary of something that happened in sports that I upset people with. I don't even want to play the audio of it because I don't want to upset people with it again because it has a breaking news sounder. A year ago today, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged. We got that news as we were about to head to a break. So we hit the breaking news sounder for the fun of it. When I tell you, you would have thought I told half of our audience that their mom was a horrible person. The reaction I got to that, of anything I've done in my life, I also think it's the biggest breaking news I got before LeBron James. Of things I've broken on the air, that's easily before the LeBron James thing that we got a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the biggest in terms of news I was able to break. People were livid that we used the breaking news sounder for that.
And they were right to be livid with you.
Oh, no, they weren't.
I got chills down my spine right now the way you're talking about this.
I think it's fair.
It was absolutely fair. It's massive news.
Yeah, it's massive news.
Yeah.
But when you hit the breaking news sounder on this station, I'm thinking, all right, something's going on with our team. Something's going on with the leagues. Not Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are getting engaged. And, oh, yeah, they're going to get married.
Yeah, and the way I set up was also saying Adam Schefter tweeted it, which was not great given we were around the time where there was a Micah Parsons deal to be had.
Yeah.
I think it was a good troll job on my part. I'll be honest with you. I'm still proud of it a year later.
So you were aiming for the troll job.
No, but in retrospect, it was a good job.
That's the thing. It's just a button. You can hit it whenever you want.
Right? Don't hit it. No, stop. See how people think the news broke.
It might have.
It didn't.
Who knows?
We got nothing.
There's always news breaking. It's just a button. People need to calm down. Taylor Swift is important to some people, I guess.
To a lot of people. A lot of people.
You guys both walked as fast as you could away from Taylor Swift there. Where you're like, to some people, I guess, to a lot of people. You guys did the Heisman of a stiff arm there from just about any
I am
Swiftie
allowed
connection.
to be a fan, but I am not a Swiftie. I am a fan of Taylor Swift. She writes her own music. She's incredible. Girl's
Got
been
it.
destined for greatness. Day one. Local
It's
chick,
like
too.
being a fan of Jalen Hurts, but not being in Club Hurts.
Pub Hurts.
Yeah, you're
totally welcome to the non-Swifties and to the non-Club Hurts all the way. We'll go to the club later tonight.
She's very good.
Let's get to the YouTube chat recap.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? I can't blow.
Text us at 610-632-0975. Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's the Brace and Dunne YouTube chat recap.
What we got?
Speaking of sinners, how is Connor's barber doing? Andrew from the chat.
Dude, come on. I don't like what they're doing to Connor's hairline here.
I also got a nice one about my barber like recently, and now we're back to the bad one. It's the same guy.
Yeah, your barber seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, what in the world?
I'm sorry, man. Again, the 1 o'clock hour is brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration.
Stop! Don't read it again.
What else we got?
The irony of Connor reading a new mattress advert while trying to sell a used one. Fran from the chat.
That's good.
Shout out Mattress Firm.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Is that where you got the new mattress?
No, but that's what our read is for one of the updates today. I thought about it while I was reading it.
I did not even connect the dots on that. Nice work.
Yeah.
These can't all be about me.
They could be. They love you. I mean, you've been a part of the YouTube chat recap for quite a while now.
I think
pretty producer heavy, the YouTube chat recap. There's a lot to be said about the producer in the YouTube chat. I actually kind of enjoy the fact that the spotlight's off me. It's very nice. Never thought you would say that going and sitting in this room, but spotlight's off me for a second. Have you successfully handed off the mattress?
Nope. Still available.
Still available.
We dropped the price.
And are fans of the station allowed to buy your mattress?
No. Incognito mattress. I don't need whatever's going to happen with that. I don't want to know about it.
But I feel like you should open it up because you're not getting what you need out of Facebook Marketplace. I feel like we could find a home for that mattress.
I told 2 people here about the mattress. It bit me in the ass. No one else finds out or holds the mattress, anything. That mattress is gone from my life.
So are you willing to just throw it out?
I'd rather sink the cost.
Wow. That's a hell of a stance to take. I can't say I agree with you.
We made radio magic, though, yesterday. There's no doubt about that.
All right, what's next?
Not the only never mind.
Yeah.
Do me first. Ray's favorite sentence to hear. If Bayless from the chat.
Hey now. When did you say that?
Yeah,
you said that, I think.
Yeah, you said that. That was something you said. You said do me first.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, no, they were just reacting to what you said.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You had a couple today. Yeah, that was good.
That's everything.
I don't know if you got down the notes.
Oh, we've got the notes.
Okay, I'm glad that's
it's in his
notes.
notes. Yeah, it's in his notebook. There you go.
Did we get the knees timestamp for that?
Yes, we got. Yes, I
Okay.
do it to myself too. No, stop it, Ray.
All right,
We're going
153 for that one. What's next?
I think Connor is a great addition to complete the trio of knuckleheads.
Oh.
Bird of Prey from the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I'm thinking we might need to do like a feedback Friday, where our segment on Friday is assessing the first 10 shows.
As an elder statesman of this program, those things don't really work out all that well. So I would vote against it. But the YouTube chat recap is a perfect spot for them to make their voice.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like I was a big fan of the whole mean tweets run that they did. I forget which late night stand up did that.
I believe that was Kimmel.
Well, yeah, whichever of the Jimmys did it. I was a fan of the mean tweets.
Oh, the mean tweets still come through.
Yeah.
I don't. You can send them whenever you want.
Right, but that's what I mean. I feel like a little bit of feedback. We all could wear it, you know. We sift through. Maybe if they're a little too rude, we leave them to be. Maybe we have. Trying to think who at the station I trust behind the scenes to deal with that. Maybe we have Rodman solicited out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you say Dylan McKinnon's name right now. We're going to disagree heavily.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not having Dylan. Dylan is not an unbiased figure in this whole thing. All right, what else we got?
Can we get a stone cold Steve Austin drop? It would do numbers. Joe from the chat.
Not sure. Some of these are out of context at times. I'm not sure which one.
I don't know. I feel like requesting a drop is kind of against the whole purpose of the drop. The drop has to come organically to us.
Stone cold, not sure.
All right, what else?
Ray, when are you and Colarulo going to have your chore off? I will bring the beers. My money is on you, Ray. Full disclosure, I am a Bill Colarulo fan, but I think you will smoke him. Rick from the chat.
So people have been very excited about this idea of a chore off between Bill and I. I'm fine with it. I'm in on it. Why not? That guy Rick, and Rick, appreciate you tapping as much as you do into the program because it seems like you're a P1 here. But he tweeted at me. He's like, yeah.
P1.
He's like, I forget what it was exactly. I think you're going to win, but like full disclosure, I'm a much bigger fan of Bill. It's a really weird way to try and endear yourself to me, to be like, yeah, I love Bill, but like I think you'd beat him in chores. Not exactly how I would appeal to me. You can appeal to me by listening tomorrow at 10. Brace and Dunne. We'll be back then. Unfiltered coming your way next. Thanks for tuning in.